almost. We're almost streaming. We're very close. What's up with YouTube? There we go. Now we're streaming on all formats.
Okay. Anyways, so the elf's been gone for. I don't think it's made an appearance in December. So
you killed it.
It fell. I'm like, oh, did you touch it? Because if you touched it, he's gone. You know, he loses your magic. And Landon, the oldest, he's like, no, I didn't touch it. And well,
Landon's like 14. He knows.
He's
better.
12 now. Well, he plays it off well if he does.
I can assure you, he doesn't believe in it.
I don't know. You don't know that kid very well then. But
man, my 7-year-old figured out that we were the Tooth Fairy when she was like 5.5.
Yeah.
So no, she'd mentioned it early, and then last tooth she lost, which is about 6 months ago, when she was about 6.5. She's like, I told her grandpa that she knows, so we wrote her a letter and said, count your teeth, add it times it by 5. That's how many dollars you just lost. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, so we do feel bad about it. The elf will make an appearance at some point in time
like
before
Christmas Eve.
Before Christmas.
Freaking elf.
You know, dude, that thing's just.
It's an every night headache.
Exactly.
Like you go to bed and you're like, God dang it, man.
I know.
Well, I mean, my wife, all the credit in the world to her. She's the elf master.
Yeah.
But, you know, I see her every, like,
It's like if I don't get it done before I leave for work, you know, because I get up before everybody else and leave.
Right.
Then it's not going to get done until after I get home from work. When I get home and nobody's home, I can move around then. But then the kids are like, well, Dobby's the name of the elf. Dobby was
Peppermint is mine.
Yeah, Dobby was in the same spot this morning, and
I've got Cheetah and Sparkles, and
it's just a pain in the ass.
And Chippy, because somebody bought my kids an elf randomly after they already had elves.
You have more than one?
We have 3.
Oh, that's terrible.
You have 3 elves?
I've got 2 kids.
And you mess with all of them every night?
Well, they do the same crap. Like all 3 of them, like this morning they were all sleeping in my one little girl's bed who didn't sleep in her bed last night.
Yeah, okay.
Yesterday they were playing that shark attack game. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Where you pull the fish out of shark's mouth and pull the wrong one.
I don't
Shark
play
jumps
games.
up. No. All right, they were doing that, and the shark was eating one of them. Lanny's pretty good with it, and I'm like, put them in the stockings. It's like done.
Yeah.
Just throw them in the sugar pile. Sugar container.
Throw them in the floor. They had a sleepover.
After year 1, I lost all creativity with this thing.
Yeah. Luckily, the wife goes on Pinterest every night.
I was going to say, like, just be friends with someone and watch their Facebook story. It's like, oh, Lanny, you should do the one where they put cellophane over the toilet and then, like, Hershey Kisses and make it look like elves pooped in there.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Then I'll get up at 2 a.m. to take a piss and pee all over the place because I won't see it.
Well, we have
This is the stream so far.
We have 2 bathrooms. So.
Well.
Oh, that is great.
Or you sit down to use the bathroom and
exactly.
you're just that tired. You just end up with a smush full.
Yeah. I'd like to think it'd go through.
Your face would just.
Or let's say it goes, and then 2 years later they're pumping your septic tank and there's a perfectly preserved
bag of crap. Tied off even, where it swirled. Just.
It's so horrible. I haven't
and then you call up your buddy Adam Sandler and you put it on someone's porch. He called your shit poop.
Oh, wow.
He called the shit poop.
You called the shit poop.
You guys just want to cancel it, do back row talk show.
That would be fun. That would be fun. We'll just do a remix. It'll be 15 minutes of back row, then we kick into 15 minutes of talk show.
It's like, all right, you made the playoffs, start your studs. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
now let's talk about shit.
That is where we're at this point anyways.
Basically. I mean, the season's just fucking, it's mostly over. It's mostly over. On that note, it makes me want to talk about last night's game, and we can be as back row talk show-ish as we want. To heck with it. So 3, 2, 1. Today on the Back Row Fantasy Show, we're going to talk Week 14, what's going on in our fantasy playoffs, and that bad MVP man, Lamar. Coming up now on the Back Row Fantasy Show.
Welcome to the Back Row Fantasy Show with your hosts, Jeremy Barker, Aaron Arms, and Brian Hucks.
Hey, sounds a little extra bassy tonight on the intro there.
Hey, can you change our backdrop there, please?
Absolutely. So welcome again to the Back Row Fantasy Show. As always, it's me, Bark, with arms to my left.
Good morning.
And Hux, who is now announced as Hux, on my right.
Hello.
Howdy ho, neighbor. Howdy ho. So we were just doing a little live streaming action, and we were talking back row talk show like, and I just started talking about the man, the myth, the legend, a third 50-point game on the season. Last night against the Jets, obliterated the Jets, and it's Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, the man's just been insane this year.
Accounted so far on the year for 39 total touchdowns. He got 33 in the air. Here's what's incredible to me about what Lamar Jackson's doing. He has 2,889 yards passing.
Yeah, he doesn't throw for a ton of yards by no means.
So there
was the second 5 touchdown game.
Third.
Wow.
I was in a league, and it was early in the year when he threw 5-6 touchdowns, and I mean led the entire league in touchdowns, but with like 185 yards passing.
Yeah.
And that league had Matt Ryan throwing 3 touchdowns with like 400 yards passing. Matt Ryan was the league leader that week, and it infuriated me. You know, it wasn't even my. I didn't have Lamar Jackson. I'm just like, how's that even possible?
Yeah.
Like, dude throws 7 touchdowns. So, incredible stat that I just randomly was looking up. Right, if he continues this pace, which is realistic,
Which is what, 2 games?
I'm just talking about 33 touchdowns passing a year is realistic.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it seems to be.
For any top flight,
I'm thinking Lamar Jackson. 33, yes, for an elite quarterback,
yes,
absolutely.
That's what I'm getting at. So if he continues this pace for the next 10 years, all right, for 10 total years, so 9 more years, all right, you don't count his rookie year because he didn't play all year. He will finish, and let's say he retires. He'll be top 15 all time in touchdowns, but he won't even be. He'll be like 55th, 57th in passing yards. Yeah. That's how big of a gap it is.
And that's probably not going to change. I mean,
I don't think so.
No,
I mean he runs for those passing yards he doesn't throw for. So when he gets 220, he runs for 80 and accumulates 300 total yards, or 189 plus 116. I mean, he runs for what he doesn't pass for.
It's to watch him though. Like, and I know you guys love Kyler Murray, and admittedly, I haven't watched a ton of Kyler this year. But
if you did,
every time I
love.
No, he
Kyler
gets
Murray.
You're going to find out why I don't love Kyler Murray here in a second. What Lamar Jackson does is he may evade 3 guys, set back up, and try to find the pass. Still does that. Whereas Kyler Murray's a little bit more of a 2 reads and run. Like, he had 5 passing touchdowns to 5 different guys last night.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He's a passing man whore.
He makes Seth Roberts and Miles Boykin. Mark Ingram had 2 touchdowns. One was in the air. Mark Andrews and Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
He's proven to be a really good quarterback. I mean, with his arm.
Yeah.
And his passing.
And he's over 1,000 yards rushing for the year.
Yeah.
It's just, that's more incredible. And to think about watching him run, it's like, it's not scary.
It's like watching a gazelle run.
He never takes a hit.
No.
Like, even Vic would take a hit. You know, Vic, this is the closest thing we've ever seen to Michael Vick, which he's a better runner than Michael Vick. I think Vic was faster, but I think he's quicker, if that makes sense. But he's always that glancing blow, like Darren Sproles used to always take. He'll go down, but never, 2 arms wrapped to the helmet to the chest.
Let's give him credit, too, for raising his completion percentage by 8% from last year right now.
What's he at now?
66.2.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, last year he was at a 58.2, and that's average or a little below average.
Yeah, I think 60's average.
And now he's a little above average, and that's for Lamar Jackson. I don't think we were expecting that.
Not at all.
But and he's proven he doesn't need to be any more than that. He's so dangerous all around. My thought on it is like, is Hollywood Brown a true number 1 wide receiver?
I think he can be.
I think he can be. All right.
He's not right now.
But he's not a prototypical number 1 by any stretch.
No.
And even Drew Brees has always had a Marquise Colston, Michael Thomas, Tom Brady's had Edelman, which is more like Hollywood Brown, but he usually has another guy, Gronkowski, someone else. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams. I mean, he's always had a guy, but
you think of a guy like Steve Smith, number 1 wide receiver.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not saying Hollywood Brown is that guy, but I mean he's
a good comp.
You're right. Most of them are tall, high point.
My point wasn't even about height. My point is more about force feeding that volume.
Yeah.
Like, look what Antonio Brown was getting 12, 15 targets a game. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to see Hollywood Brown target the same guy 2 games in a row for 10 targets. Or not Hollywood Brown. Lamar Jackson do that. My thought was Hollywood Brown's the guy's
Mark Andrews has basically been his number 1 this year. But
yeah, but he might throw it to Andrews 10 times this game, 3 times the next game, and Hollywood Brown gets 8. Like, he just I don't know whether this scheme has them, a different hot read every time, a different, first look every time, or what it is, but it's amazing.
I'm interested to see next year because their offensive coordinator was Greg Roman is a hot name for a head coaching spot for next year.
Yeah,
so,
and that
and it could affect their scheme a little bit, depending on who they promote to the coordinator, obviously.
But that also becomes all right. So for your scheme to work, you kind of need a Lamar Jackson kind of guy.
No, yeah, exactly.
And I'm not saying his scheme won't work otherwise, but
I had a realization about Lamar Jackson as well. And then don't jump on me right from the get-go because he's still the ceiling is unbelievable with Patrick Mahomes. But the more this season goes on, the more I'm like, Lamar Jackson is probably the safer play from here on out. Not the upside play, because Mahomes has the same upside in my opinion.
I think they're
more.
equal in upside.
Yeah, upside definitely. But yes, Lamar safer just because of the running ability.
Yeah, I mean Patrick Mahomes has regressed a little, partly because of injury, but he didn't get off to a super fast start before the injury.
No.
But next year,
somebody said he wasn't going to do anything near what he did last year.
Right, but next year he could throw for 50 touchdowns. But if he doesn't, he's probably going to throw for like 30 or 33, which Lamar Jackson could too, in the rushing with the touchdowns.
I was going to say, but Lamar Jackson throws for 25 and adds 6 more on the ground. You know what I mean?
Right.
With 1,000 yards, which for fantasy purposes, those rushing yards are far more valuable than passing yards.
Yeah. So right now, like to me, it's 1A, 1B. Pick your poison. My poison's going to be Lamar from here on out because I own him in every league but one. But, those are the top 2 guys in my opinion. I don't think anyone's close after that.
No, not really. I mean,
people like to say Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so Watson has his moments, but
I don't think
he's not consistently. Like, I mean, I think his upside's pretty close, but yeah, he's on a different tier. I think you said 1A, 1B, and then it's a drop down.
So, sorry to get slightly off subject here, but you're talking about Roman, Greg Roman possibly going elsewhere. So, it is a little bit of a concern because I watched it was the documentary with Saban and Belichick, basically about coaching their coaching career, and a lot of parallels and a lot of things that they do. And Nick Saban's thing is we don't bring in a guy and everyone learn what he wants to do.
Right.
We bring in a guy that does what we want to do well. Right. So in order for Lamar Jackson to succeed, Harbaugh has to do that same thing next year. If Roman leaves, he's got to find a guy who's going to scheme and utilize like Greg Roman. And ideally, it would be like quarterback coach, someone stepping directly up, hopefully.
That's who I would do. I'd just promote somebody on the team already.
Comment from Gut Punch News. It seems like the Ravens are more team-oriented, unlike Cleveland, who has more selfish players.
Oh, there's no doubt about that.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
The Ravens are it's painful. Like, I've got second in the DraftKings, 1,200-ish people. I got lucky by picking the right guy, the right number 1 receiver that week. Like, that's all there was to it. You don't know who's going to end up with the touchdown or 2 on this team. That's what's incredible about it. It could be Andrews. Andrews could get 2 or 3. The next week, it could be Hollywood Brown. Andrews has 3 for 38.
Yeah.
Like, the following week, Miles Boykin could snag 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's he spreads the ball so well for as few as passing attempts as he's making. Like, it's not like he's, peppering 6 different guys with 5 targets apiece. He's throwing the ball 18 times. It's not like he's heaving it all over the field.
I've got an idea. How viral do you think this could go if I redid this song all the way through? I own Lamar Jackson. Woo! He is for real.
I like it. Can you also redo the Wreck of the Cleveland Browns for me?
Sure.
Okay.
It's still valid.
It is still valid, but there's no Josh Gordon.
I own Lamar Jackson. Woo!
We'll have to play that.
For real.
We'll have to play that after the season because it's not a.
Never meant to make your Browns cry. But he did.
Yes, they did.
But he did.
So, MVP going away at this point?
Currently.
With the recent let off of
I think so. Yeah.
Recent let off of CMC. That kind of.
Yeah, because I mean, there's at one point in time, I think Russell Wilson was probably the favorite. Probably 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Probably. I'm just throwing a number.
Yeah, but they were super close at that point.
I think he's pulled away a little bit. I mean, I don't know if it's 100% shoe in at this point, but it's pretty close. I hate to just, just love all over the guy, but he's special. Especially if they, finish the next 2 weeks, get that number 1 seed. Yeah, I think he's a shoe in then. But
he's 97 fantasy points above second place.
Who else would be in the MVP conversation if Lamar wasn't dominating? Like, I wanted to
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, CMC, Russ.
Yeah.
See, I don't put CMC in there. I know he's having a great year, but the Panthers aren't.
Yeah. So it's not a.
No, I know,
it's not
but
a team award.
Have a hard time. Handing that out.
I feel like you could make the argument for Michael Thomas, which I don't know if a wide receiver's ever won MVP. But he's he's been the impact and kind of the guy that steadied him through whenever it's Teddy Bridgewater. So
yeah.
Now you got me wanting to look up the all-time NFL MVP list.
Yeah, I can't think of it ever.
I mean, unless Jerry Rice would have to be the only one.
He had 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Maybe 3. I don't know if Gannon got in. I think Gannon did get in. So he had 3 Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if Rice never won it, which I don't think he did. I don't think any wide receiver ever won it.
For a while there, Dalvin was in the conversation for MVP this year.
I'm going to name some good ones. 1982, Mark Mosley, Redskins kicker, MVP. Did not know that.
Is that whenever they won with Doug Williams?
82.
That was 87.
And then we've got Lawrence Taylor, linebacker, won the MVP award. A lot of quarterbacks and running backs, like primarily running backs and quarterbacks. Actually, that's it. The rest are running backs and quarterbacks. So you're right. There has been no wide receiver that's won the award, which
as much as I love
that's crazy. I think that's a little crazy.
Well, it's because they're like, well, if he's having a great year, then it's the quarterback.
As you say, but look at the quarterbacks that he's had. He's had Steve Young, who's probably an MVP on that list, and Joe Montana, who's probably an MVP on that list a time or two. So,
yeah, Steve Young's on there.
Yeah. I mean, Steve Young's whole career, if I'm not mistaken, had Jerry Rice. And I think same with Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, I don't see Joe Montana on the list. So, which I don't think he ever had like a major statistical season.
He didn't. I think his best years, he went to the Chiefs, was it? I think his best years were with the Chiefs, actually.
Might have been.
Like stat-wise.
Stat-wise, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of running backs, a lot of quarterbacks. Let's talk some more about Week 14. Well, Gase. Did you guys see Sam Darnold talking to Gase
basically,
on the sideline?
Whatever he said to him. And David Fales was like
shocked.
I can't believe you just said that, but I don't know what he said.
Had to be something along the lines of like, you really are a crazy asshole.
Yeah.
Like just something. Like he was pissed. Like Sam Darnold even like shoot him off. Like get out of here. Look,
one of them will be there next year. The other one's Adam Gase.
They've already said he's not going anywhere.
They're insane.
Which I think is madness.
Adam Gase needs out of football. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's like me going into the freaking UFC octagon and just getting my face bashed in, and then they let me keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they probably
I don't
would.
belong here. Why do you keep letting me do this?
Stepping stone. You're a stepping stone. No, but Adam Gase, like, is it how many? I wonder. It makes you wonder how many times an offense has made a coordinator look good instead of the other way.
Literally every stinking time that an offensive coordinator has been promoted from the Patriots. Every
Basically,
time.
It's true.
They're all garbage. Every one of them left and was garbage.
Romeo Crennel. I don't know if he ran the offense, but I'm just thinking of
He was DC, I believe.
Yeah.
like just bottomed out coordinators from
Josh
New England.
McDaniel.
McDaniels, yeah.
He might be the best. Like he might be the best of them.
And he learned. He went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of one that's actually succeeded out from underneath it. Whereas you've got, like, what was it, Holmgren and Reed? They've actually had guys that can't. I mean, Reed is a Holmgren guy,
Right.
But they had guys that went on to be basically Hall of Fame coaches. And then you've got Bill Belichick is like, I'm going to give you 72% of what I know.
Right. Just enough to where you can't beat me later.
The rest of it, I'm going to tell you what the 14 herbs and spices are, or 11 herbs and spices are, but I'm not going to tell you how to mix them.
Right. I'm going to give you 18 of those. How many flavors is in Dr. Pepper? 23, 26?
Oh, yeah, 23.
I'm giving you 18 of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep these for myself.
This one's got cocaine in it.
Yeah. Right. And I'm that crazy coach on cocaine. Riding that train. Winning titles. Not this year. They're not winning a title this year. It's not happening.
They
I
look
don't
like
know,
the wheels
man.
are falling off.
Not happening. I'm comfortable calling it right now. I know it's the Patriots. I know once they get there, they're just experienced as all get out. But somebody asked me a sit and start question this week, and it was Lambert about Mixon. He probably asked all of us.
Yeah.
Maybe not Arms, because Neil doesn't ask Arms either.
Yeah, well, Neil played me.
I know. So
Who won that game, Neil?
so Mixon, I told him Mixon. He's like, against the Patriots? It's like, man, the defense is gonna.
I think
They're gonna lose confidence if the offense doesn't pick it up and them be dominant again. I think that defense will lose just enough to where they're not that scary.
Well, what's happening right now is the offense is getting off the field quick.
Defense is
that
wearing out.
defense is wearing out. I
So
mean,
that's what's happening, and I'm comfortable with Mixon this week.
if you look at like
He's playing better.
Sony Michel's been kind of garbage lately.
Yeah,
I told him to start Le'Veon. I don't know which one he ended up going with, but
Le'Veon. I hope he went with Mixon because Le'Veon really didn't do anything last night.
nothing special.
10 points, 10.4.
Right,
It was bad.
80 some yards, 2 receptions for 11.
Yeah.
So I mean, 10, 11 points. Like I want more than that in the championship.
Oh yeah.
You can get 10 or 11 points out of Tariq Cohen. I want more.
Well, yeah, you want more, but I mean, neither one of them had good matchups, and
I feel like Le'Veon versus Mixon. Le'Veon's the play.
that's why I went Le'Veon.
I mean, versus New England, who still has a top 6, I think, rush defense, might still be number 1.
yeah, the thing with Le'Veon is you don't really know where his head is right now. Like, is he going to go out there and actually give a shit? You
I
know?
don't think he does. I think him and Antonio Brown just went off the rocker. They're like, you know what? I just don't respect anything that's going on here. And it came from an absolute team first winning culture.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they're me guys now, and they're garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell did so much to ruin the future value of running backs in this league.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
He held out. He shows up after a year off, and right now, let's see, he outside of calling in sick, you know what I mean? Through 15 games, he's only played 14. Excuse me, through 15 weeks, he's played 13 games, 676 rushing yards, 404 passing yards, 4 total touchdowns. Hey, Le'Veon, I got news for you. You were a product of the system. That's all there is to it.
Definitely looking that way.
Yeah.
So all he did was made offensive coordinators more valuable and running backs less valuable.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Nice job. Congratulations, Zeke, Todd Gurley. You guys got paid before Le'Veon screwed everybody.
Right. And see, I just didn't like I didn't like Le'Veon against Baltimore any more than I like Mixon against the Bengals. So I went with the younger back that possibly has more upside. He can break one. Le'Veon Bell hadn't really been breaking them this year. And somehow he's number 11 running back overall in our league format.
It's almost like this year.
Well,
it's
that's after
it's like
he's played.
Really, you know what I mean? It's like the running back landscape is atrocious this year versus what we are used to seeing.
Yeah.
So, actually, I'm kind of interested to see. So through week through week 15, we have only 3 running backs at over 200 points, and in 2018, how many do we have?
Over 20 points, you said?
Over 200 points.
We have 8.
We had 13 through week 15 last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have 9.
Yeah.
9.
So it's not just me. It's lower. Because I just felt like, man, it seems low.
Yeah.
Let's see. And in 2017, sorry if
there's more.
Carson's pretty close.
It's just because more teams are going with the committee approach. So, I mean, it's bringing some guys down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Absolutely.
we've had a couple guys miss games. Alvin Kamara's missed 2 games. He would be over the 200 mark if not for that. Todd Gurley has missed a game. He might be over the 200 mark if not for that. So, I mean, there's reasons out there. Lev Bell missed a game too. He'd be over.
Hot garbage.
But guys missed games last year. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, can't take that away.
no. Let's start talking about some games. So we're just going to go down the line how NFL.com has them listed, unless you guys have notes that want to direct you in another direction. Bears, Packers, like Arm said earlier, Trubisky's playing better. Still not a high level, in my opinion, but better.
In the last 5 weeks, he's QB4.
Right.
Like, you can't argue with that.
No,
Those are
been
stats.
good.
Yeah, and I like him against Green Bay this week. I mean, it's in Green Bay, but, I like him. I like Allen Robinson. Allen Robinson has been playing great.
Always been playing lights out.
So is Anthony Miller.
I've got a unique name for you. If you're in a desperate situation, you need a tight end. Jesper Horsted. Last 2 weeks, averaging about 8 points a game. That coincides with Taylor Gabriel being out.
Yeah.
So he, it was 1 target for a touchdown. Then he got 4 targets last week for like 30 or 40 yards. So him and Anthony Miller, I mean, the Taylor Gabriel options kind of has went a long way for both of them. And I'm not saying Horsted's going to be great by any means,
but if you can get 8 to 10 points for him, that's great.
Yeah, and if you've got if you have a DraftKings lineup and you're trying to squeeze somebody in,
And if you're or DraftKings, yes, and if you're in the playoffs still, and you happen to have, you had Gerald Everett, who's been serviceable, and he's been out for the last couple of weeks. You have him, you're playing this guy.
Exactly. So other than that,
I want to say Trubisky on the season, he's got 16 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. I mean, I really didn't believe that he was just garbage going through the season. Like, I still think that he's going to be a solid starter. Like, I hope he finishes the year strong.
you said he has 16 total,
16 versus 8 interceptions
and that's all season long.
all season long. Yeah, he's not
he has,
thrown from
He has
much.
11 in the past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first half of the season, or 10 games of the season, was the Bears' offense just didn't seem like they knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah,
They didn't.
Looked a little lost.
And to be, I believe, 7-5 is,
Borderline miracle?
They're right in the middle of the playoff hunt still, which that wild card's going to go pretty high with how the records are with Seahawks,
Yeah.
49ers, Vikings, all them 9 wins plus right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this game doesn't have a lot on the line. It does for the Packers, but
yeah, the Packers got to keep winning to stay ahead of Minnesota for that division.
right. So that's important game for them. Bears, not so much. I suppose they're still
to hate.
Yeah.
This is one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL.
I don't think they're eliminated yet, are they?
Technically, no.
Technically, no. So, I mean, I guess it means something to them, but probably not enough.
Literally, I think they have to beat the Packers. Packers lose out. Bears win out, and I think they win the division.
Are they 7-6?
7-6.
So if they win out, that's 10 wins. I still don't know if that makes the playoffs. They're
It's
going to
going
need a
to
lot
be
of
close.
help.
It's going to be close. And then on the flip side, you've got a team in the NFC East probably going to win with under 500.
They're
Yeah,
in
8-8 is definitely looking likely.
they're in wild card. They're they're in the hunt still a little bit. If the Rams falter, if the Rams lose 2, Bears win 3, and other teams just stay on the same kind of pace, could be the Vikings and the Bears. But
yeah, they got to win out.
Yeah, and they probably play the Vikings again too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they do. So, other than that, really, it's start your studs. Like, not get crazy.
I'm not real high on Rodgers this week, but you're probably starting them unless, I don't know. If you Tannehill, we talked about him. He's been
wide receiver, quarterback 3.
Quarterback 3. Do you start a Tannehill over Rodgers this week?
So
I don't know if I could ever do that.
I don't know if I could stomach it.
What surprised me is that Houston-Tennessee game is the highest over/under on the week, 51.5. It's kind of crazy.
I kind of believe it.
That.
But the thing that worries me, just like worries me with Aaron Rodgers, Derrick Henry could have multiple touchdowns, but so could Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
So
and Derrick Henry, they say he's going to play, but he has not practiced at all this week.
Hopefully they're just.
He says he's playing. All he's done is treadmill work. But he says he's playing, but yeah, no practice for him this week.
He's
been a monster lately.
He has.
God. Tannehill's been good, obviously QB3 you said. Yep. But Derrick Henry, he's got to be running back 1, 2?
In the last 5 weeks he's not running back number 1.
Yeah.
And Tennessee is looking to lock up Tannehill.
And this is for the division. They're both 8 and 5.
Just think of how good Miami could be if they would just land a quarterback like someone as good as Ryan Tannehill.
Stop it.
It's irrelevant. That's a big game.
It is irrelevant. Like Miami and Tannehill, they needed that split had to happen.
Yeah.
Tennessee has a better team than Miami has in a long time.
They got a good offensive line, a good running back.
Yeah, Miami's line has been crap.
They got some good receiver, a good defense. They're a dangerous team. If they get in this playoffs, they could be a dangerous out.
Absolutely, and it just goes to show, like we've been saying for weeks, an offensive line can really make a barely above average quarterback look above avertage. Like Tannehill with protection is okay.
Look at Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett, he's only played behind like 2 of the 3 best lines in the league every start he's ever had. Patriots and Indy.
Imagine if they had someone really good.
Yeah.
Like they had Andrew Luck.
Yeah, no doubt. Speaking of the Bears, and you not being a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers this week, so the Bears have only allowed basically a touchdown a game to the quarterback, and that's scary because I think they've already played Aaron Rodgers this year once. So,
right, it's that whole name thing, Rodgers or Tannehill, and you're like, last year it'd be like, what? This year it's a little closer than we thought. Apparently,
the fact that it's even a conversation is closer than anyone thought it was going to be going into the season. Good Lord. You can throw on the Texans.
Oh yeah, definitely. Teams of average. Yeah. They're in the bottom of the league.
Yeah. And crazy. Rodgers only has 23 touchdowns. So is he that enticing? Only 3,200 yards, 3 games left. He'll probably hit a little over 4,000, but we expect 5 out of Rodgers. Yeah. We expect 38 touchdowns out of Rodgers.
Week 1,
it seems like numbers are down all over the place this year. So where does 3,200 yards rank this year? Where's that
at quarterback?
Yeah, it's probably top 6, 8.
We're on it.
I'm on passing stats.
We are on it. All right. So stat leaders, passing yards.
Oh, okay. I'm an idiot.
Oh, my God. So number 3 overall is Phillip Rivers in passing yards with 37.48.
Yeah. And
so,
he's washed up and looked the worst of his career.
Yeah. No one is likely hitting 5,000. Dak Prescott, surprisingly, has 4,122. I doubt he puts together enough to get 5,000. Jameis Winston, he could do it, 4,115.
Carson Wentz is right at 13th, right below 3,200.
So A-Rod's what, 12th, 11th?
11th.
Here's something alarming. So Tom Brady, we think about his season. What do we think about his season this year?
Garbage compared to most.
Not great.
Compared to his norm.
19 touchdowns, 3,437 yards. That yardage ranks Sixth.
Yeah.
But he is first in attempts. 522.
That one shocks me because it
That
seems
really
like they're
shocks
not
me,
throwing
yeah.
the ball. But
522 attempts.
Yeah,
10 more,
that
10
kinda blows
more
my
than
mind.
Jameis Winston. And he is way behind him in yards.
wow.
Way
that
behind him in
blows my,
touchdowns.
that honestly blows my mind.
It's kind of crazy. Tom Brady leading the league in pass attempts.
Wow.
But where's he at in completions? He's third. So 60%. He's throwing
The guy
60%.
who's leading the league in touchdowns is
Lamar?
way down, and he is 20th in passing attempts.
Right. Good
Or no,
old
no,
Lamar.
no. I'm sorry, that's completions. That's completions, but it's probably about around the same. Lamar Jackson,
Jameis also
23rd in attempts,
Jameis leading the interception category.
Oh yeah.
just like Jameis does, baby.
Right.
He might break. He might break Eli's record. Was it 29? He's got 23.
20 is it 27 or 29?
I thought it was 29.
It's-
I thought Favre had 27 and Eli got 29.
And he's at what 20
23.
with 3 to go? Oh yeah.
Oh, he
He's
can break
hit-
it this week.
He's hitting the 30 mark.
And Tannehill's got 15 touchdowns. You know what? Averaging almost 10 yards a pass is Tannehill. I'm going with Tannehill over Rodgers.
I would too.
I think I am too.
I'm doing it.
Isn't that pathetic?
Ryan Tannehill leads the league in average yards
per attempt.
per attempt.
Wow.
So
per completion. 9.8, a full yard, 1.2 yards more than Matthew Stafford.
So ADP wise,
Give me some Tannehill.
Aaron Rodgers was what, QB 3? QB 3.
Full,
Yeah.
I know, yeah, 3.
Somewhere between 3 and 5.
Yeah.
Definitely no later than QB 5.
Right.
I mean, disappointing season. He's
Yeah.
he's ranked fine, but he's pretty disappointing.
Yeah. So yeah, let's just say F it.
God.
Ryan Tannehill
Tannehill.
all day. I do like Aaron Jones in this one just because I think Aaron Jones is going to be solid the rest of the year. That's all I got on that game. You guys got anyone else before we go to a team we basically
No,
talked about the whole
besides
time?
the studs of like Devontae Adams, nobody else.
Right.
Correct.
Patriots Bengals. We just talked about terrible Tom. I don't think he gets it. I don't think he throws for anything miraculous even against the Bengals this week. If anything, it's going to be one of those Patriots wins where everybody contributes and nobody has a big game.
I mean, I like Edelman, I like James White, but outside of that, I don't really like anybody.
I think N'Keal Harry gets in the end zone this week. Like they're trying to target him around the red zone. But I don't think he catches more than 3 balls.
Right.
So, you might be looking at a 14-point stat line if he does get in the end zone. I like, oddly, I think John Ross can bust one this week.
I was getting ready to say the
Literally
same thing.
never promoted John Ross, but
Yeah.
today
Let's
it's
get
a changing tide.
Let's get on that Ross wagon this week. You on that Ross wagon with us?
No.
Alex? Oh, come
Not-
on.
Not on it.
Little John Ross. Little Johnny Ross from right down the road. 2 touchdown week.
Not a big fan of Lil John.
Little John.
I'm not either. I'm not either, but
Yeah.
I just he's the only kind of player I feel like is going to beat this team. They cover excellently. Speed's difficult to defend.
Did you know that Jimmy John's has a new sandwich called the Lil John?
They do.
And Lil John is the spokesperson for that sandwich. What? Yeah.
How do you pronounce
Okay.
sandwich again?
Okay. Huh?
It sounds like you're saying sandwich.
Lil John sandwich.
It's like they have a little John sandwich.
Lil John sandwich.
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 Get out of here. Next game.
Wheat.
Wheat.
Wh- What's the other word?
Whipped.
Oh, Cool Whip.
Cool whip.
Cool Whip.
All right. Do you like Dalton this week?
No.
No.
Me neither.
No. I do like Mixon. I don't mind Mixon. I think he has a 15-point game or more.
What about Sanu? Original team.
Bless you. Bless you.
Original team, right? Maybe he's wanting to have a big game. I think that's all dead though.
Yeah, I think if it was the Falcons, maybe.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I don't think he's like, man, I really want to beat this team I played for in 2015.
So start your studs, and one of those guys is not named Tom Brady. Also,
No.
I'm way off on Sony Michel this week. I want no Sony Michel. He's not done anything.
No, he hasn't
No,
done anything,
he's
but
not.
the matchup is there. They're 10-point
there,
favorites.
His matchup's been there.
It has.
It has.
Like,
But we're talking.
trying to-
We're talking.
He's been garbage.
okay,
I get it.
KC was the worst team in the league against the run. He mustered 8 whole yards. Houston,
How many carries?
I think he'll catch up
5.
more than that this week.
That guy needs more than 5 carries to get going sometimes.
okay,
Right.
that's great. But he's not getting the carries.
I know. What?
I mean,
I know.
yes, he needs
He's
more.
had-
He needs more than 5 yards or 5 carries to get going.
Got
But
this
if
guy
he's only
shaking.
getting 5 carries, previous to that, Houston 45 yards.
Yeah.
You can run on Houston. So he's just not looked good. Outside of playing against Dallas with 85,
Just not getting the opportunities.
30
I don't
against
love.
Philly.
I don't love the play, but it might be a DraftKings sneaky play for me. I don't know how much he's running.
I'm staying away. He's 5,100.
51, yeah.
He might be a little sneaky. That's not super high, but it's not super low.
No, I mean,
either.
and nobody's going to play him.
Right.
They shouldn't
Yeah, I mean,
because he sucks.
I'll effing do it. I'll effing do it. I'm doing it this week.
I'll probably play him in the heads-up matchup because
Sony
he's probably
Michel,
always
2
free.
touchdowns coming.
Team captain.
Hey, last time I played him, he had 3. So
Team Cappy. Let's move on. Seahawks, Panthers. Seahawks need to keep it going. Panthers, no Ron Rivera. Still got Christian.
So interesting. In full point PPR, DJ Moore's wide receiver 2 since week 10.
He is he's on pace for over 100 receptions too, right?
Yeah.
And
He's-
that's a point per game, by the way. That includes, buys being taken into consideration.
Thanks for that.
He's insane.
Yeah, he's right. He's on pace for 100 catches.
He has been great.
Yeah, I mean, a great second season.
And you could have got him cheaper than Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tyler Lockett, for helping me out with my assumption and my analysis that you're overrated.
He's not overrated.
He's not overrated. It's like 3 games. That's like me saying Austin Hooper sucks.
Overrated.
By the way, Austin Hooper's been a huge disappointment lately.
Yeah,
I do love that.
I love it.
But no, other than basically post-injury, Tyler Lockett's not been the same.
Sorry,
No, he
man.
has the last 2-3 weeks. He
Yeah.
hasn't. He's been
Like
irrelevant.
came out like a freaking decoy.
We got what 3 games left, and he runs the risk of catching less than 80 passes, less than 1,000 yards, and way less than 10 touchdowns. So unless he ends the season on a high note, get that hand out of here.
Hold on.
Unless he ends the season on a high note, he's 21st in receptions, 23rd in yards, tied for 17th with touchdowns. That's not worth a 5th round pick, in my opinion.
But
not worth a 5th round pick.
But through week,
I don't care.
Week 10, he was a star, like top 10.
Sure, but
since
it's about the whole season.
But listen to me. Since then, he's had a high of 38 yards.
Right. Thank you.
Week 10 was 13. 12 was 38. 0 week 13. I think he was. I don't think he was targeted.
Not.
But I
worth
think he
it.
did play, if I'm not mistaken, because Dan complained about that a lot. And then 40. Excuse me. I guess he had 43 yards against the Rams.
4 bum ass games in a row. No thanks. Tyler
He's still
Lockett.
averaging 15 points a game, which is incredible for that.
Don't give a
For as
damn.
garbage as he's been.
Don't give a damn.
Anyhow.
So who else we like? I mean, we like McCaffrey. Chris Carson. Penny's out, so Carson.
Yeah, Carson Bell
full
cow.
workload. Play him.
His cost is reflective of that at 7,500.
Yeah, it is. But
Sorry, I want to say one more time. This Tyler Lockett's had 3 games of 100 yards, 1 game of 2 touchdowns.
You don't like Tyler Lockett.
Inconsistent.
Duly noted.
it's okay to not like somebody.
It's not what my mommy tells me. But you know what? I'm bucking that. Tyler, you're not worth a 5th rounder.
Don't mind Hollister. It's more of a target volume than anything.
He's kind of faded a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's still, he still got 6 targets last week, 8 the previous week. They're targeting him around the
Yeah,
red zone.
you're right.
He may not be getting in the end zone, but they're targeting him in that area.
You're not the wrong one on that. So I'm
And he's
with you.
not like going to be a 1,000-yard guy. He's not going to be a 400-yard guy. I'm just a few catches might get you what you need, and he's still playing for fairly cheap, 3,800 on DraftKings.
I'm not sure if Greg Olson's out again this
He's
week.
out.
But, okay, I like Ian Thomas this week.
I love
Ian Thomas is, he's been 2 or 3 weeks and okay.
Oh, wait,
Ian
last week he
Thomas-
actually.
He got in the end zone last week.
Last week he actually started. Olson was out. So
Yeah,
and
Ian
he-
Thomas was great
he was good.
in Olsen's absence
Yeah.
last year.
Yeah, he
I
was.
mean,
10
really
targets. 10 targets for 57 yards.
Yeah, and I
Five
think he's
catches.
3,100 on DraftKings.
Yeah.
good. That's a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm gonna go set me a lineup. Sony Michel, Ian Thomas coming after
It
you.
never fails. Like
Ryan Tannehill, don't forget him.
yeah,
I don't know about that. I don't know. Over Rodgers, yes, but I don't know about my draft.
he's got to be
lineup
cheap.
yet.
He's got to be
Well,
cheap.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, true.
he's probably not top 8. So yeah, he's probably in the 5K range still.
He
Serviceable.
is
So he might be right at
65.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm probably not playing Tannehill at 65.
Good lord,
Nope,
that's a little expensive.
I'm good on that.
So he probably is what, 5th?
Price
Fourth,
price
fifth,
reflective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's 5th.
Wow.
You know, 6th.
I plead the fifth.
Baker Mayfield.
Baker.
Baker Mayfield is 6th in cost.
Against the Cardinals. I
I
can't pay that much.
I
for
know.
Tannehill.
If I'm going to pay that, I'll pay all the way up to Ryan Tannehill for an extra 100.
Yeah, I'm not paying for either one.
Wow.
Baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast.
All
as
right,
you
what's the
can.
next game we're hitting?
So Texans Titans. This is the one that has the highest over and under, as Huck's mentioned.
Yeah.
This has the potential for a lot of fantasy plays.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's they're both 8-5. It's for the division. I mean, I think they play again the last week of the season. No, yeah, I don't think they've played yet this year. But it's at Tennessee. They're favored by 3. Over under 51.5 is the highest this week. But there's a lot of plays this week I like. Watson, Nuke, Henry, Tannehill.
What do you think about Hyde? You know, Tennessee's run defense is pretty rough. It's porous. I mean, you can get through it. Hyde.
I mean, I think
Duke
game
Johnson,
flow dependent. I mean, obviously, if Houston can get up early, then I like Hyde.
I mean, Duke's probably the play because he's always going to be on the field, and they are.
Probably.
I mean, they're averaging the same points per game, but Hyde's been okay. You know, 60 plus yards 3 out of the last 4 weeks. Not great, but he's been okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm playing either really, but if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Duke.
But like I said, Tennessee has the 26th ranked rush defense. It's not like they're great. Their defense
Yeah, I mean,
overall is better than it has.
I
been,
like
but-
Hyde if they can get ahead early.
Okay.
But I like. I mean, obviously you're studs.
I love AJ Brown.
I like
this week.
AJ Brown. Yeah, I have
I,
him written down.
I think AJ Brown's going to have a huge week.
Got a crush on the guy.
Yeah,
Can't
he
lie.
seems to be the favorite target of Tannehill.
Yeah.
But one thing I can tell you, like the flip side of it, he's 6,000.
His price has got up there, but I mean, he's been a playmaker.
Yeah, I mean, 3 out of the last 4 weeks, over 130 yards.
Yeah.
Or 2 out of the last 3 weeks. I said that wrong. And 3 touchdowns in that time frame. So, man, and think about it, he's not getting force fed, the ball.
No. I mean, they don't throw the ball that much.
7
I mean,
targets in
20
four-
some attempts a week.
Yeah, 7 targets in week 14, 4 in week 13, 5 in week 12, and 12 and 14 were the big weeks, 135 and 153 yards. Now, that's aided. One of them had a 91-yard catch,
Yeah.
but he is capable against, a weak pass defense. So,
Yeah. Moving on.
Moving on.
Big time game. Dolphins Giants. Battle for draft position. I like Miami in this one, to be honest. Eli Manning. It was a tale of 2 games last week. First half he was solid. Second half he was atrocious. Miami, I like the way that Flores has them playing, even though they lost their last game. They lost by 1 point. I mean, Flores has this team playing to the best of their ability right now, and I think the Giants are beatable. So, with that being said, I like Fitzpatrick in this game. I like Devontae Parker in this game. That's about where it ends for me.
Is he for sure playing?
I thought he was. I'm going to go look, though.
currently questionable.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
if he plays, then yeah, I like
if
him.
he plays, then yeah. If he doesn't, I don't like Fitzpatrick either.
Did you see he got his extension today?
Yes.
4 years, what, $40 million or?
Yep. I'm okay with it because it's not a crazy amount. It's a solid amount. It's a reward for this year. He has been one of the best players on the
He
team.
has.
And Miami has to lock up any talent they can get.
Guys, the play of the game is Darius Slayton. And
I agree
as
with that.
inconsistent as he's been up and down,
I was getting there.
like he's going to have a monster week. He's the kind of guy that kills Miami.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's my play. I think Barkley's going to be incredibly highly owned.
Yeah, I like Saquon this week. I mean,
I don't.
I
I just don't. I think he disappoints this week.
again.
I mean, he might, he might break 100 yards on the ground, but I don't think he's going to have one of the game you expect him to have for that $7,700 price tag.
I don't hate Saquon this week. No. I mean, $7,700 price tag in DraftKings. That's not super cheap, but for him, it kind of is.
Yeah, for him,
like Miami.
It kind of is. Yeah.
So I mean, I like Barkley. Somebody's going to have to do something. I don't think it's Eli. So this game's probably going. If Devontae Parker is not in the lineup, it might be painful to watch other than Barkley.
Okay, but he's the 6th rank running back in cost.
I don't believe a damn word you're saying.
And below him, you've got Fournette against Oakland, Carson against Carolina, and Aaron Jones against Chicago.
So he probably won't. Honestly, he probably won't have the ownership because of Carson. Carson's going to be the highest owned running back.
Yeah, but it's still Miami who's getting crushed by everybody.
McCaffrey, even though he's always 10K, is always top 3 ownership. So it's going to be McCaffrey, Carson. Even it's just how it's going to be.
How's it going to be?
I just think a lot of people are going to see that matchup and be
Fournette
ecstatic.
has a good matchup. So I mean, yeah, but Barkley hasn't been producing, so they're going to look at that as well.
It's Barkley still a name.
Henry also, you got Derrick Henry right in that range too. He's right above him probably.
85.
85. Finally getting up there in price where he probably should be.
3 or 4 spots above him. God, McCaffrey's expensive.
It's going down each week a little bit.
Oh yeah, as it should. He's been disappointing.
He had what? 20.
I don't know what he had last week.
I mean, it still didn't pay off the 10-3 price tag, but
oh yeah, no.
He was probably still top 5 points for running back last week.
Yes. So, what's your thoughts on Gesicki this week, guys? He's been, I think the biggest compliment we can give him is inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been inconsistent. He's definitely played.
I mean,
better
if Parker doesn't play, I guess he could be given a little bit more volume.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, the thing is, he's still getting targets, right?
Yeah.
So 6, 7, 7, 5 in the last 4 weeks.
Giants are actually one of the best teams guarding the tight end. So
I guess they do have Mark Barron.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't have Mark.
No, not Mark. Alec Ogletree.
Yeah.
Similar.
I think. Honestly, I
think
think Peppers has been covering the tight end too.
That big help.
Yeah.
A guy that can play both positions. Plays bigger than his position. So yeah.
What about Laird? Do you like him at all?
No.
All right.
I have absolutely no love for Laird.
I'm going to add a pick from the last game just looking through here. I'm sorry. But Kiki Kuti, I think, is a kind of a savvy DraftKings play at 3,400. He had 8 targets last week. He missed the 2 games prior, but he's playing.
What about Fuller? Is Fuller back?
That's what I say. If Fuller's back, I don't like him at all. But if Fuller's out again, then I can get on that.
Fuller's questionable.
Okay.
I feel like QT's entire value is dependent upon Fuller.
Yeah, definitely.
It is. But I kind of like him this week as a sneaky DraftKings guy. Him or Alex Erickson, one from the past 2 games we talked about, but I'm going to go Kiki. Kiki, do you love me this week? Win me $1 million on DraftKings. Sorry, Patrick Laird, the volume's not enough for me on Laird.
I mean, 15 for like 48 yards. Not incredible.
He's getting pass game work too, isn't he?
What's he been doing in the past game? What have you been doing, Laird?
What have you been doing, Laird?
Last week he had 4 receptions, 5 targets, 48 yards. So
yeah, that's
76
that's almost
yards,
9 points for just the receiving game.
Burnt the barn right down.
86 yards, but 8.6 points. 12.6 points. What he finishes with. So
you guys want a few questions from the listeners?
Absolutely.
They rolled
Please.
in. They finally rolled in. Thank you
Fire
guys
up.
so much. Josh T. Winter. We love you, Josh.
Josh Twinter.
Josh Twinter. Wide receiver. Need one. Emmanuel Sanders, A.J. Brown, or Pascal?
A.J. Brown, all day, every day.
A.J. Brown, all day, every day for me as well.
Pascal or who?
Pascal.
Manny Sanders.
Manny Sanders. Email.
Yeah, I'm going to AJ Brown.
AJ. We all go AJ. Also, flex one of those wide receivers or Singletary, Hunt, or Mack. Singletary's been really solid
He
lately.
has. Tough matchup against Pittsburgh this week, but
I thought they were more of a passing D.
they
than
are.
run D.
But
I like Singletary. I like Singletary.
I feel like didn't Mac do surprisingly well last week though? I'm gonna look that up. Bad matchups. The reason why I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, Kareem Hunt's been solid too, so
Yes.
you got a good situation, Mr. T. Winter.
And the Colts play who? Who do the Colts play?
Colts play Saints. That's not a good spot.
That's
to
Monday
be in.
night. Yeah.
Yeah. Who the Browns play? Who?
Browns play the Cardinals.
Give me Kareem Hunt.
Winnable game.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray could get back on track in that game too, though.
He could. It's in there.
Man, for as
He
good
should.
as good as he is, you can say get back on track a lot about him.
I love
Kyler Murray. Yeah, I'd probably.
Good,
I
I
don't
just
know.
didn't think quarterbacks needed to get good. Quarterbacks needed to be getting put back on track all the time.
I mean,
Is a train good if you have to keep putting it back on track? No, it's a shitty train.
maybe it's a shitty track.
There he goes, getting excited again. It's the Cardinals, man. It's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
There's more work to be
I
done.
mean, he's a rookie.
Lamar Jackson was trash last year.
Lamar Jackson was very fantasy relevant last year.
He threw for 16 touchdowns. It was bad. No, he wasn't.
It wasn't. It was
bad.
like 6 touchdowns, but he added like 5 more on the ground.
He
and-
was relevant for a handful of games.
Yeah, all 5 or 6 that he started.
Calm down, Arms. Just calm it down.
And he actually, if you look at his numbers, it was like a passing touchdown in each game, and a couple of them he had 2, including playoffs. He had 2.
Go making me pull this
Against
crap
Chargers.
up. 2018, 6 touchdowns, 3
That's
interceptions.
regular season. Had 2 more in the postseason.
Okay, Arms.
He had almost as many touchdowns last year in the 5 games he started as freaking Kyler Murray, but whatever.
Did we answer that guy's question for the second part?
Kareem Hunt. That's who I went with.
I went with Singletary. So it's one of the
Singletary's
I'm gonna go
also
with
a good play.
you going
Was
with
was Marlon Mack one of the options?
Yeah.
right, but you also still got Emmanuel Sanders or Pascal as well. You can flex.
See, I'm not taking either of them.
Okay.
To me, it's
I
Singletary or Hunt.
like Sanders,
regardless.
but I'm gonna go Mack. I think he's gonna see the more volume out of everybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's his backfield. I mean, I know Williams has done
Nothing.
serviceable
He
whenever.
didn't have a carry last week.
When he was starting, it was what I was getting at.
0 touches
He is
last week.
angry tonight.
All right, move to the next game.
Anger.
Or the next question. We got any more questions?
Not yet.
Can we get some more questions?
Yeah, bring us the
bring
questions.
some more questions.
All right, where'd my stuff go here? Week 15. So the next game on the docket, Eagles Redskins. I love the Eagles defense this week if you're still playing redraft, and I love the Eagles defense on DraftKings as well. Carson Wentz has quietly put up a really solid season. He's not getting a whole lot of credit for it, but with a kind of crummy supporting cast at wide receiver, he's got good tight ends. Goddard, Ertz, good tight ends. Miles Sanders has done his job in the pass game. But, I mean,
Other than the pass game, you mean? Oh, in the passing game. Sorry.
criminy.
He was bad last week, is what I was getting at.
Okay. Just being mean to me tonight, Arms.
I'm not being mean to you. I thought you said this
Just being mean to me.
I thought you said the past game, like this most recent game. Like,
Pass.
Man, Miles Sanders kind of sucked last week, but all right.
But Wentz, he's been pretty
Yeah, no,
good,
Wentz has
right?
been-
I mean, he's been solid. And the Eagles have a lot to play for, so I expect a
They do.
big
At
one.
6 and 7,
He
tied
looked-
for the division.
Right.
In first half last week, he was horrid.
Happens.
I mean, it was like him and Eli switched helmets at halftime. I don't know which one was trash in the first half, which one was trash in the second half. But, I mean, they look like they just, you know what? I'll play good one half, you play good the other half. Deal? Deal.
Yo, shake on it. Eagles win.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Wentz has been pretty solid. I don't like
he
any
has,
wide
but-
receivers.
yeah. Well, I mean, Alshon's out for the year now. I
Yep.
mean, who do they have besides Ertz and Goddard?
If Arcega Whiteside would step up, maybe we have something there, but he's
Aguilar?
just not ready,
I
apparently.
mean, he's going to have to.
Or,
Aguilar,
they've
All right,
been
Aguilar can't
targeting the
catch a
hell out
cold.
of Greg Ward.
Greg Ward.
Yeah.
But like I feel like Arcega Whiteside. This is what made me mad about watching Carson Wentz. It's like they throw it a yard in front of him on the ground.
Yard.
You know, you throw it 3 yards over his head. It's like, dude, Carson, you're the problem, bud. Like you're the problem. The reason guys like him can't break out is because you can't deliver the damn ball. Sorry.
yeah. I like Ertz, Goddard, Sanders, a little bit of Wentz.
I'm with you.
No Boston Scott.
He's sneaky. I mean, I don't like him, but I mean,
I don't
it
either.
depends on,
I don't trust him to have the same role this week. It's one of those things like,
It's
one of those things we battled with the Eagles for the past handful of years. Like, you just don't know who's going to be the best fantasy back on that team week to week.
But
you
he-
could take a stab at it. Your best stab is Sanders, but you don't know.
Boston Scott had 24.8 points last week.
yeah.
That's great, but that's the first week he's really done much.
It-
and Jordan Howard's been out for what, 3-4 games now?
He's questionable. So I mean, Howard could be back.
I just wonder if they just are putting so much focus on stopping Sanders. Like, and Scott Sanders is quick and shifty, but Scott is a different kind of shifty, almost like a more Darren Sproles ish. Whereas Sanders is, he's a starting NFL level running back. The other
Yeah.
guy's just the scat back. So, yeah, I mean, Scott's interesting to me because to me it's a very similar matchup to what they had last week.
Anybody on the Redskins side?
Not for me. The Eagles have so much more to play for. They're going to come out fired up. The Redskins, Dwayne Haskins is going to be like, Matt Damon. He's not going to have that team fired up. Adrian Peterson's not going to be fired up. Nobody's going to be fired up for this game on that side. Eagles all the way.
I think McLaurin ends up having an okay game, probably 75 yards. I think Adrian Peterson has a decent game too. I know the Eagles have a pretty good run defense.
Yeah, they do.
But Peterson's getting literally every freaking carry. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
maybe,
with Geis out now, I mean,
and it's Peterson. Even whenever Geis was taking over the role,
yeah.
Peterson was still doing well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If this was a matchup where the Redskins weren't going to be behind all game, I'd be okay with Peterson, but I think they're going to be behind all game. We do have a question. Dan Rozier, our favorite foreigner. Outlook for Calvin Harmon this week after what Darius Slayton did to the Eagles, and he says his trademark, cheers. Where everybody knows your name.
Man, I don't know.
I don't like Harmon this week.
I still think McLaurin's the play there.
Yeah. Harmon's been like respectable as in getting into the game, but he's not been fantasy startable
I mean,
at any point.
I think maybe 10.5 points has been his season high. He's not been
Right.
nothing crazy.
And you got to get lucky for that to happen.
Yeah. But no, he's getting targets. I mean, 6, 5, and 4 the last 4 weeks, consecutively. So it's not like he's not getting the looks. He's just not.
Yeah, I still like Harmon as a prospect. I'm
Yeah,
not
I mean,
ready to
it's-
play him in any games.
Yeah.
Not
agree.
until Haskins seems to get. He's just
Yeah. Haskins has to
Right,
get
not-
to where he should be.
Exactly. Not until they sign Tom Brady and bench Haskins. Then I'm not,
Haskins might finish with more touchdowns than Brady. He's
possible. Certainly possible. Moving on. Got more games to go through, and we're an hour in. Broncos, Chiefs. Drew Lock versus Patty Mahomes. Is that a thing that we can say this week?
No.
Lock versus Mahomes. Lock looked great last week.
Locke did look great.
I mean, what if he's the real deal? He's
He
got
could be.
Cortland Sutton. He's got my main man Tim Patrick. He's got Lindsey. He's got Royce. He's got Noah Fant, who Arms loves and had a good game last week.
because he's the best.
Who knows?
Best tight end in this year's draft class.
Yeah, I'm not on Locke this week. Only Bronco I like this week is Sutton.
The Chiefs aren't exactly a scary passing defense.
It's a great matchup.
Great
I mean,
matchup. I kind of like this. I'm going to say it's Mahomes versus Lock this week.
I think more than anything, Lock at $5,700 on DraftKings is incredibly appealing. Now, if we're
Not
playing
incredibly.
if we're playing in it's
What was that,
22nd pass defense, but if we're playing in a dynasty league, like if I have Lock and Patrick Mahomes, it's not a question. No, you keep Patrick
yeah.
Mahomes in.
Yeah, it's
don't
Lock.
sit your studs.
Oh,
Oh.
I was going to say, it's Lock.
Oh.
No, it's Patty.
That's awkward.
It's Patty.
So what about obviously Cortland Sutton?
Yeah, I like
can
Sutton.
we just call him a stud now?
Like Sutton.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, Sutton's good.
he's to
Really
that
good.
point.
I like Lindsey in this game too. I think this is one of Lindsey's big games.
I have nothing to back this up, but I think DeMarcus Robinson gets in the end zone this week.
You definitely have
That's
nothing
random.
to back that up.
Well, that's what he does. It's like 3 weeks of no targets, and he catches a touchdown or two.
It's like saying Tim Patrick gets a touchdown.
He might. I love Tim Patrick. We know this. Thank you, sir. I love Timmy P.
yeah, that's,
Timmy.
I listen. I just.
I mean,
I
you
feel like
could-
he's
you
going to be.
could be right.
Here's
Or you could
I
be.
must be the wrong one.
Here's my
You
thought
could be.
process. They're going to do everything to shut down Tyreek.
For some reason, that doesn't seem hard this year.
I know, but you got to account for Sammy. You got to account for Travis Kelce.
Sammy Watkins?
Sammy,
Watkins?
you got to account for Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, you got to account for all of them with Mahomes.
And Patrick Mahomes is good enough to check all the way down to the 4th or 5th option.
And they definitely don't have a running back.
He could have a Lamar Jackson game, 5 touchdowns to 5 different guys. I mean, it could very well happen.
Who thought we'd be saying that? 2019.
Yeah, Mahomes having a Lamar Jackson game.
Mahomes could have him an L-Jax game. Could happen.
Like, Mahomes at peak is. I guess I got to see the numbers next to each other. I feel like it's like 100-point gap in favor of Mahomes.
I think we just need to wait and see how this season ends. I guess we don't even have to do that. You guys go ahead and talk about the game a little more, and I'm going to run a little gauntlet test for you. Go ahead.
So, Travis Kelce's doing Travis Kelce things, looking like an absolute stud. Well, as you allude to, like Noah Fant, he's looking like a legit star.
Yeah, which he should. I mean, he's a first-round pick. I mean,
he's had I don't have his full
he should
slate.
be the number 2, target on the team. So I mean, behind Sutton.
The biggest issue, he's questionable, so possibility of him not playing. If he doesn't play, I will tell you, there's not a tight end on Denver that I like. So
you ready?
Yep.
Okay, so through 15 weeks this season, Lamar Jackson 36.6 a game in our league format.
Yep.
We don't do that 4 points per passing touchdown bullshit. Touchdown is 6 points no matter who scores it.
Just like God intended.
Just like God intended.
6
because redraft is so 36.6 Lamar Jackson through 15 games. He has a chance to catch Patty Mahomes. It's slim. Patty Mahomes through 15 games last year, 39.1.
Oh, wow.
So less than 3 total fantasy points per game, but 2.5 is still significant. It's still somewhat significant. I mean, 39.1 points a game. Patty Mahomes had 548 points at this time last season.
I think you're understate. Like, if he has two more
to 513,
two more 50-point games, he's there.
I
know it's a lot.
That's a lot to ask.
It's a lot, but it's possible.
But it is
100.
I mean, he's 10 points on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the reason I was so excited to pick up Lamar Jackson, even though it backfired on my league of record.
I think he passes that number.
It's possible, but the Browns and Steelers are next. Both of those passing defenses are top 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to put a lot of stake into it.
So was the Patriots. So was the Niners.
I mean, the Patriots, he threw for 1 touchdown.
What did he do on the ground?
The Niners, he threw for 1 touchdown.
What did he do on the ground?
The Niners, he ran for 101 and a touch. And the Patriots.
So we're like 36 points right there?
No, 27.8 against the Niners. Fucking let me finish. And then I can be angry too.
I don't feel like it's necessary for you to cuss. I haven't cussed.
34.87 damn points against the Patriots.
How many did he have?
So, and both those defenses are better. I think we can agree than the Browns and the
Browns meeting earlier this year.
The
last team to beat the Ravens, the Browns. What do you do against them?
On paper, yeah, they're better, but all 4 of them are top 8 passing defenses. Roll your eyes all you want.
How many points did he put up against the Browns earlier in the year?
You know how easy it is to be a top 8 passing
36.
defense. You know how easy it is to be
he's not going to do 50 and 50.
A top 8 whenever you play the Browns twice, you play the Bengals twice, and one of them they play each other twice. I mean, it's pretty easy.
He's not going 50 and 50. Listen,
I'm just playing. I don't think he will either. But it's not out of the question.
Here's his best games: 47.8 points against the 28th ranked Dolphins pass D, 40.8 against the 26th ranked Cardinals. You drop down to 43.17 against the Bengals, 22nd in the league in pass defense, 45 against the 29th ranked Texans, 50 against a 13 defense. That's good against the Rams. Good game there. And then 50 against the 18th ranked Jets.
So you're telling me Lamar Jackson's trash?
No, I'm telling you.
Bench Lamar Jackson is what he's saying.
Absolutely not. He's still putting up 35 against top 10 defenses. I'm just saying he's not going to put up 2 50-point games against 2 top 8 defenses. 35-point games in each of those? Sure. Sure. So he might raise his average to 30. No, he's probably going to keep it right at 36.6. I'll call it 36.6 is what he averages.
Yeah,
That's
we're not
rough.
going to check back in on that. So
I will.
good for you.
All right, what's the next game? Let's move on. We still
Next.
got at least 5 more to go.
It's easy to get carried away on some of these games. Okay, Buccaneers. Some of these games we can breeze right through though. Buccaneers, Lions. No Blau this week for me, even though the Buccaneers' pass defense is. I'm not going with David Blau. I was excited a couple weeks ago, but that's over. That's over. So Chris Godwin, obviously start your stud. No more Mike Evans.
Yeah, Mike Evans out.
I like Justin Watson.
You got Justin Watson, Rashard Perryman.
I thought you were going to say Washington. I was going to be like Justin Washington.
And I honestly, I'm probably wrong, but for some reason I feel like Watson's the one who's going to get the targets over Perryman. Perryman's always sucked.
He's
been okay.
He hasn't been bad the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he's been
2-3 weeks. He's been getting
I
involved.
feel like
He's been fine.
is this Watson's second year in the league? I feel like it is.
Not a clue. Didn't know who Justin Watson was till last week.
Same
Man, I thought he had a couple games last year. They had a guy who.
I have no idea.
Let's see.
I just thought he was Deshaun's cousin that was a practice squatter. That's all I thought.
Yeah, no.
I don't care for anyone outside.
What about O.J. Howard?
O.J.
Did he
Howard,
step in?
I
He's had
like
two,
Howard.
Two,
He's
two
looked-
serviceable weeks in a row.
He's looked
Finally.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't do anything last year by the Watson. I was just maybe somebody had a few decent games just out of left field last year for him. So
Oh yeah, I'm going to throw out Marvin Jones. I think this is a Marvin Jones week.
nope, he's out.
He's out for the
He's
season.
on IR.
What did I?
He went on IR on Tuesday.
God, the one time I want to edit something out.
You don't do it
Sorry.
for me. So.
I missed that on Tuesday. Becoming a manager at my place of business has really ruined my football week.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, job.
But related, Danny Amendola. I think that's a good play this week.
If Marvin Jones is on IR, why not?
Yep.
Sure.
He's not done anything, but DA's he he's capable of handling high volume.
And
Did
you
a
said
lot
he
for the
went on
Patriots.
IR Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Yep.
So, yeah, maybe Amendola is that guy that steps right up. Dang, I missed that.
Kenny G might be the best receiver this week.
He's a no-brainer play every week right now.
So I'm saying he might be the number 1 overall receiver this week.
Right.
I don't know. With Evans out, does Jameis target Godwin 20 times this week?
He targets Godwin 20 times whenever freaking Evans is in. I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
The biggest concern about Godwin is now the coverage shifts harder
yeah,
to him. So
definitely going to be.
I think his targets do go up, but I don't think he does any more with them. I kind of like Rojo this week.
I think he does more with them.
I don't know if I like Rojo any week.
I don't like Rojo. Yeah, I'm with you
guys
on
quit
this.
being afraid.
It's not it's not a fear factor
One
thing.
little tiny benching because he misses a blitz pickup, and you guys are scared.
Okay,
of
then
him.
he played last week. What did he do?
There's been no consistency whatsoever. It's not afraid of Rojo. It's just like the writing's on the wall.
He didn't play a team as bad
Plenty
as
of guys
the,
to play.
as bad as the freaking Lions. I can tell you that much.
I'd rather play Peyton Barber this week.
I tell you, who I'm not playing Bo Scarborough.
Yeah, I'm not playing Bo.
No Bo.
As bad as the Buccaneers are,
No Bo.
they're
He's a no
damn
go.
good against the defense or against the run. So
Moving on. Browns, Cardinals, barn burner of a game. I want to say that Baker will be okay in this game, but I don't trust him still. I don't trust him.
hasn't he been recently okay though?
He's been recently okay, but I mean, this is the time where okay's not going to cut it.
I guess he's struggled against Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
That's not good. Well, Pittsburgh is understandable, but
I mean, they're trash, but
I think the Browns know their season is over. I see a Cardinals win. I see a Kyler Murray bounce back. I like Cardinals in this. I like Christian Kirk, or as our friend Dan would call him,
Cook.
Yeah, Browns, nothing exciting. Jarvis Landry will get his, I think.
Yeah, he's
I like
top
Landry.
5
I like
in
Landry.
the past 5 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't mind Chubb or Hunt.
No, I don't mind either one of them either. I think they'll be fine, but
Sadly, they kill each other's value. With no Kareem Hunt, Chubb is
not as good because you don't get the passing work. I really hope that Kareem Hunt, for my Chubb share
saying that
sake,
backwards, but
sorry. I hope Kareem Hunt moves on to another team.
Oh yeah, and I believe he will.
I'm sure he will.
Man, it almost has to be like a sign-in trade though, because he's on a 1-year contract. Why even have him? You know what I mean?
Because they thought they were going to the Super Bowl. This team, they thought they were elite, and a lot of us were thinking it was possible too. We were.
I said that had trouble winning the division.
I'm gonna go back on some episodes.
Go ahead.
And just
I
double
can
check.
100% say you've still got to get through the Ravens and the Steelers.
Didn't he 100% say that I was high on somebody and I wasn't?
Yeah, he was wrong.
I'll guarantee it. Guarantee it.
I must be the wrong one.
You can look it up.
No, I believe
I got in
you on
arguments on
this.
Twitter with people over it.
I believe
And
you
whenever
on
they
this.
were 0-4, I'm like, man, I'm an idiot whenever I say this. But now nobody's come back saying, hey, guess we
Arms?
were wrong. And they're like, well,
Arms?
their schedule's getting better.
I believe you on this one. I do. I love you. Jaguars, Raiders. You're Raiders.
Whoa. You just done? Just leaving the
It's the Browns Cardinals. What else
Browns,
is there to talk
Cardinals.
about?
How much time you want to spend on this
David
shit
and
show?
Njoku.
Oh, who's that?
Thoughts?
I have no opinion at all.
I mean, yeah, great matchup.
it's
worst,
the
worst team against the tight end. in the
Yeah,
league,
like
so.
far and away. So
Ricky Seals-Jones could do the same. It's Hunt Chubb all over again. And Joku,
Yeah, I don't-
Ricky Seals-Jones, they're the same
Listen,
player.
Ricky Seals-Jones is not a super athlete.
Same player.
Like David and Njoku. I think Njoku has an okay game. He's still priced a little high, though, at $4,200 on DraftKings.
How much is Ricky Seals?
32.
Give me Ricky Seals.
No, it's
He is-
okay.
he
It's
is going
okay.
against his
You
former
never
team.
win money on DraftKings. Go
Going
ahead.
Ricky Seals-Jones
Going
against his
against
former team.
I win
2
money
touchdowns.
every week. It's just not as much as you have lately.
Yeah.
It's not as much as you put
God,
in.
Ted DiBiase, the $100 man over here.
Once again, how much have you won this year?
The IRS, has
They actually did make me fill out a W-9. That pissed me off.
I was getting ready to say that Ted DiBiase, the $100 man, your sidekick IRS isn't even coming after you this year with your winnings, but they are actually.
I went and freaking to cash some more money out because I'm
Yeah.
like, just basically about $200 on there, and I'm like, what? What do you mean I got to fill out a W-9?
Yep.
I mean,
You're gonna
admittedly,
make me spend all my money trying to catch you.
all I'm winning on is the
Showdown.
showdowns.
Showdowns,
And
yeah.
I'm doing well in those.
Yeah.
And usually, like even whenever I'm winning 25 against 5,000, like I'm a player off, and it's infuriating.
It is
yeah.
infuriating. I'm doing well on those too. It's just not as well as you.
It also sucks that it's like a chalk player that misses for me.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the week Mark Andrews has 4 catches for 40 yards,
Yep.
and they're playing the Browns. And Damian Ratley catches 2 fucking touchdowns. Like,
Whoa, that's 2 of us. Go ahead and drop one, Hux.
I'll find my time.
Okay. Me and Arms, we've each dropped a bomb. 1 bomb per week. You want to go with that? We
I
get
like
one.
it.
We get one per week.
I like.
I think we need it.
Sorry, wholesome listeners. We're going to give ourselves 1 per week. Raiders, Jaguars, as some people call them. Arms. Or Hux.
Hey.
Talk.
Hey.
Talk for us.
Hey, I'm over here. Hey, Fournette. I mean,
He seems
gotta
good.
love his matchup.
He seems good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Having a good year. I think it's kind of been a quietly good year fantasy, I think. I mean, he's probably top
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, he's been good.
I'm just guessing. I don't look at that stuff.
I can confirm. You keep going.
Fournette, I think he is top 5.
You're not Hux.
DJ Shark out this week.
DD.
DD, I like him.
I think DD has a monstrous week.
Number 7 overall, Hux.
Well, close enough.
But I mean, it's by a minuscule amount
So yeah,
from top 5.
not real big on Gardner this week, but
Gardner. I'm not real big on Gardner rest of the season, really. I mean, I love him.
interested to see what Jacksonville does at quarterback going into next season.
It's Gardner.
They roll with. I mean, is it though?
I think it is.
Is it Gardner? Do they move on?
Where-
They give Foles another chance, or they give him all that money?
Foles is gone.
Yeah, I agree.
Foles is gone, no doubt.
I agree. Foles is gone.
Now, it depends on what's available when they draft. So,
Yeah,
where are they sitting at this year so far?
4 and 9.
So
they're
4
going to
and
have
9.
they're going to have a high pick, but I just don't think it's high enough to take quarterback when Gardner's shown.
If you have a Tua level player, a lot of people like Justin Herbert, someone like that you can view as a franchise quarterback, or you've got a 7th rounder who people like his mustache and his attitude.
It's more than that. Though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. There's a lot of quarterbacks who do okay.
I mean,
and their replacements drafted the next year.
I like Minshew, but I mean, he started out good, but he hasn't. I don't know.
Listen, rookie 7th rounder. I know this is.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't expecting to play this year, so I mean, anything you get out of him, it's
right.
like okay.
And it's not eye popping, but he's got his touchdown to interception ratio, which I'm big on, 15-5.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
It's good. I mean, this is his first year in the league. I don't think listen, if he doesn't work out next year, draft a quarterback in 2021. Don't do it this year when you might have a franchise quarterback at your disposal. Where are the Jags weak at? Defense. This is going to be a fine defensive draft as well.
Like 2 years ago, they were one of the best defenses in the league.
2 years, a lot can change.
Versus last year and the year before, like not a single player on their team changed, and they turned into crap.
I'm just saying a lot can change for teams. Like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh has a good record. They don't look like a contender.
No.
The Colts, a lot could change in 2 years. The Chiefs, 9-4, that's a great record, but it's not exactly what we expected. There's NFC East, nobody's standing out. NFC South, no, the Falcons aren't any good. A couple years ago they were really good. Panthers, really good a couple years ago. Niners, really bad. Now they're great. I mean, just a lot can change. Roll with Minshew one more year. Rebuild your defense. Guys like Telvin Smith didn't play this year. Who's gone? Ramsey. Draft cornerback. Draft some secondary guys. Don't draft a quarterback when you have Minshew who could develop into the guy for you. Just my opinion.
I mean, maybe you don't take one in the first round because you're going to have a top 8 pick ish.
Can I just tell you what I'm doing if I'm this team?
Let's hear it.
I try to trade Leonard Fournette.
Why? He just had a great season.
That's why.
But he's not. No, he's not going to net enough.
They're 4-9.
He's a running
It's the best
back.
season of his career.
What are they going to get out of him?
Yeah, what are they getting for him?
Okay, how old is he?
I don't know. What's his contract like?
What's running back values like these days?
4th round pick.
Trade wise.
So doesn't even have his freaking age.
Trade wise,
it's ridiculous.
Was it 27 ish?
I'm just wondering if you can get a first and second out of him.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Not a freaking chance. What
Okay,
you smoke?
He's a 1,000-yard back.
I get what he is, but I mean,
having a career season.
we just talked about it earlier with Le'Veon Bell. He ruined the market. You're not going to trade him.
I agree. I understand, but just see what you can get out of him.
He's 24.
And with
He's got knees of a 40-year-old.
He does not.
You're the guy who's always said his knees are crap.
Whoa.
Ankle.
Okay.
Ankle.
His
He
ankles
had
are
a
crap.
bum ankle.
you're not going to get a fucking first.
No.
Out of Fournette.
He's a 24-year-old 1,000-yard running back.
It's not happening. Then you're not trading him.
No. There's no point.
There is a point. Your team sucks.
There's no point. You get
It's
a
not because of Fournette.
Oh my God. I'm just
Defense.
saying you need much more than a running back, which you can
definitely
pick
do.
up in the second or third round.
God. Listen.
And that's why the teams aren't going to trade for a first or a second for him. There's going to be a good
For
bit of running
proven
backs coming.
players, you do. And I do think there's going to be better players coming out. But he's a proven player.
So listen. I'm sorry. I gotta say
I'm
this.
just wondering what you can get out of the guy. I guess that's my point. Like,
Okay.
3rd round pick.
you're high.
You don't trade him.
He's not a bad locker room guy or anything. I'm just saying, if you're a 4-9 team, you need a lot more than just a running back that you're going to run the wheels off of. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So, this is just the point I'm making with this Jaguars offense. Scoring-wise, not that great. They've got to figure out how to score more consistently. But as far as moving the ball up and down the field, they're middle of the pack. They're 16th. You go into a second year of Minshew, a third year of Chark that broke out in his second year. Mm-hmm. Fournette hopefully stays just as good. D.D. Westbrook maybe gets a little better, maybe stays a little more healthy. draft another wide receiver in case he doesn't in the second or third
I
round.
think Conley'd be fine.
I like Conley
fine
too.
to stay there.
But give Minshew weapons. Draft a tight end if Josh Oliver doesn't show something. They need defense. The offense could be
How can you find out Josh Oliver's going to show something? He's on IR, isn't he?
not right now. I'm saying when they start their team activities up before the draft, determine whether Josh Oliver is going to be the guy or do you need to draft a tight end. Get Minshew a few more weapons, spend 2 picks in this draft on offense, bolster the defense back up, and see what happens.
Okay.
You were telling me that they need to draft defense. Now you're telling us to pick the first 2 picks on offense. Makes sense.
I did not say the first 2 picks. I said draft a wide receiver in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round. Draft a tight end if you need one.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't even want to bring this up because it
How did
might
we get here?
it might make arms
Do it.
sound a little right.
Oh,
Or
don't,
not right, but
Oh, so
make it
it could be you guys against me all the time. I don't care. It's okay to be right and you guys are wrong.
Anyways, Fournette, he's signed through next year with an option on obviously on his rookie contract for the 5th year the following year. So I mean, if you don't have, intentions on re-signing the guy, then yeah, maybe see what you can get out of him. Because he's only under contract. Well, I mean, technically two more years if they pick up the option, which
Any
at
team
this
trade
point,
for him is going to have to.
But here's the thing.
I mean, at this
they're
point in
gonna-
time, why wouldn't you?
They're going to play him 4 to 8 games next season, and if they deem that they're not going to re-sign him, they'll trade him before the deadline. Don't trade him in the offseason after a big year.
Why?
What if
You don't-
he struggles? What if his bum ankle acts up on him in the first 4 games?
You don't need a running back right now. So why put yourself in a position
You
where you
are
need
a
one?
4-9 team.
It's not
you need
Fournette's fault.
I understand that, but you need more than Leonard Fournette to be good.
You need defense.
And that's the reason you get as many picks as you can and try to bolster your defense.
Why? When you could just invest most of the draft on defense and not have to draft a running back at all.
You get running backs in the 3rd round.
But
They
they've
drafted
got,
Armstead.
They
this
have
past
Fournette
season,
and
so-
Armstead.
Yeah, Armstead. You loved Armstead at the beginning of the season. You said he was going to take over the role halfway through the season. Now you got to keep Leonard Fournette on the team?
Yes, because he's proven me wrong. He's been good. He's
For
stayed
the
healthy.
first time in his career, he's been an above-average back.
So when a player has a great, let's go ahead and trade DJ effing Chark then.
No,
let's go ahead and trade him too. He's only had one good year. Let's go ahead and deal him. Get picks.
Does he have a big injury history? No.
I don't care. He's had one good
That
year.
matters.
Let's get rid of him.
That stuff matters. If he does,
boot him.
Doesn't have a big injury history.
Chris Conley, he
you need-
overperformed.
you-
Let's trade him.
You need more than just a running back. Running back shelf lives are 5 or 6 years.
Let's trade everybody that helped us do anything.
Helped
this
you win 4 games. Yeah, what a great guy he is. They are awesome. They are freaking great. It's like having Barry Sanders on your damn team. You win 5 games a year, but you got 1,800 yards.
year. Oh
Yeah,
man.
Detroit should have traded him.
Detroit should have traded him. Thank you.
Let's go through these teams.
Anyhow, Darren Waller's going to have a great week because you don't have to worry about Foster Moreau taking away any of his targets.
Lions.
Dede, and I think Chris Conley has a good week too.
Lions, you're 3-9. Trade Galladay. Cardinals, you're 3-9. Trade
If the,
Kyler.
if the Lions could get anything out of Kerryon Johnson right now, absolutely trade him.
Oh man.
Speaking of Kerryon Johnson, he's still practicing and hopes to come back next week when he's able
for
to.
him. Good for him. I really hope. I love the guy. I hope he does well. I hope he kicks ass in the playoffs.
So
But after he does kick ass in the playoffs, they need to trade him so they can build up their damn team because they also suck.
They do.
I agree with you on Darren Waller.
Oh, I thought you were saying Kerryon Johnson. I'm like, we're keeping. Oh my god. Okay.
No, Darren Waller.
I haven't
agree
had a
with you
beer
on
all night.
Darren
Maybe that's
Waller.
my problem.
Oh man.
I'm gonna drink the rest of these on the way home.
We've got one viewer, Gut Punch, says he's offended his virgin ears. Just to clarify, when we started this show 2 years ago, we had made it a priority that we would not curse because it was unnecessary. We were like the Will Smith of the podcast world. Like, yeah, we could cuss, but is it really necessary? But we're fired up tonight. Well, yeah, we are. Well, most of us are.
Anyway, what's the next game?
Criminy. Okay, so Vikings and Chargers. We have 4 games left after
I didn't know
this
the
one, so-
Jaguars Raiders were going to.
Boy, man, I didn't think that was going there. Either,
I just
but
didn't know. I don't know why Barker freaking wants to jerk off Leonard Fournette this year.
He's been good.
He has been
I'm
good.
able to admit when I'm wrong.
Number 7 fantasy running back. We just looked it up.
I am able to admit when I'm wrong. I have no issues doing so. And Leonard Fournette has been very good. I wish I'd have traded for him in the offseason. Vikings, Chargers. Stephon Diggs has a big week, in my opinion, on the Chargers side of the ball. I don't care for anyone other than Mike Williams. I think Mike Williams is the guy that does it
Adam
this week.
Thielen's back this week.
Is Thielen back
Thielen
this
is
week?
back.
Okay.
Nick carries no injury designation.
I still like Diggs in it.
I think it helps Diggs, but I think Thielen has a good game. Bad matchup, by the way.
Wouldn't surprise me. It's Thielen. He's
The
good.
Chargers, number 3 against the pass.
They should trade him, though. Thielen.
Why?
They're
a contender.
Yeah, they're not.
You have to understand my logic. When you're 3-9, you trade someone. When you're 9-4, you don't. Anyhow,
I like Hunter Henry this week.
Oh man, it's too much for me.
Eckler.
I like
Eckler.
Hunter Henry's a solid play, but again, tight end landscape was
Eckler's
formerly atrocious.
Play your stud wide receivers because there's several of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're not benching Keenan Allen. You're not benching Diggs. You can play Thielen this week.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, in this game, like Mike Williams is 4,600 on DraftKings. The rest of them are like 6,500.
I like Mike.
I think Mike Williams. I'm with you, Barker, on this. I think Mike Williams is definitely the play. It's never.
I don't know the over under on this game, but
it's never what.
Never going to happen again. There's Thielen and Allen are both 6,300, and Diggs is 7,300. Like.
6,300 is a hell of a price for both of them guys.
It's not bad, but
it is. But Mike Williams that's a low price.
Like 1,500 less. You know
what has he done though? There's
he's
a reason.
there's
a reason why he's 4,600.
In the past,
should we trade him?
4 weeks.
Besides that amazing catch
should we
he
trade
had
him?
against the Broncos 2 weeks ago.
If they like 4-9, we should probably trade him.
55 yards, nothing, but 76, 117, and 63 with a touchdown.
Yeah,
I mean,
not bad. I mean, 4,600. That's not bad.
It's cheap. I mean, you can pay up for somebody else.
What I was going to
because
say,
of
I don't
him.
know the over under on this game, but it has potential shootout written all over it in this game. I think.
Yeah, and listen, on a mere 40 receptions, Mike Williams has 840 yards, 841 actually, but that's
Over
for 40 receptions.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
45, by the way.
That's some Sammy Watkins shit right there.
How many touchdowns you got?
One,
That's crazy.
just one.
What was it? Sammy had like 8 on 38 or something stupid like that.
You want the best compliment you've heard all night?
What?
Neil says, "Arms is sounding like me." Just angry.
Is that a compliment?
From Neil, I think it is. Should we move on? Rams, Cowboys,
Wait, we're done talking about that game?
Vikings, Chargers. There's not really any more players.
You like Melvin
we can
Gordon
talk
at all
about.
this week?
Trade
Yeah,
him.
actually, yeah. And
I
they
don't.
should trade Melvin Gordon
They
because
should.
he doesn't want to be on the team. Jesus, Barker, trade over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it make
They
sense?
should've
Trade
traded
him.
him.
They should have traded him.
Don't you
They
love the
should've.
Vikings run D though?
I do, but Melvin Gordon is a stud. You don't sit your studs.
Yeah.
The guy's the best to find a way, and he is honestly one of the best. He's never going to be a huge yardage guy, but man, he gets in the end zone.
Now Rams, Cowboys. Am I the only one that thinks Rams destroy the Cowboys this week?
No,
I don't see it.
I don't think they destroy him.
I think they destroy him.
No.
Got a good feeling
Like,
about
I guess what
Gurley. I hope
constitutes destroy?
Dak Prescott.
I didn't say what constitutes trash. What constitutes destroy?
I don't think Dak Prescott can keep him in this
Jesus
game
Christ,
against the
Do
Rams.
you not understand what I'm asking you?
What?
What constitutes blowing somebody out, destroying them? Is it 10 points? Is it 15 points? Is it 25 points?
Is it 42 to 10 type blowout?
My bad. No, it's more of like a 30 to 14 kind of blow. Yeah, I
Okay.
think they handily
yeah,
beat the Cowboys.
All right.
Where's this game at?
It is in Dallas, so Jared Goff does suck on the road, but
Just about every place else.
I think this is
Except for the last 2 weeks.
I know, it's crazy.
I think we got a Gurley game on our hands. I think Gurley has a nice.
I think we have a
vintage
Robert
Gurley
Woods game like every other week.
I think we got a Michael Gallup game.
I just don't think the Cowboys are going to hang with him this week.
What about a Zeke game? Do we have a Zeke game this week?
I mean, Zeke's always startable. I
Well,
would
yeah,
never
obviously
sit
you're
him.
starting them.
Never, ever, ever sit your studs.
Yeah, you're not,
Yeah,
you're not
I
going to
wouldn't-
sit Zeke.
It's kind of
Never
a
sit any of those guys.
kind of a bad matchup though. They're 10th. It gets around, but it's Zeke is that good though. I mean, I know he's had some moments this year. I think he had a couple games.
Give him the damn
kinda-
ball.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I do. The linebackers in Dallas
They're all freaking hurt.
kind of hurting. So I like Cooper Kupp a lot because he's the slot guy. Sometimes you got to put a linebacker on him. I like Cooper Kupp to have a bit of a bounce back game from the first half of the season. He's been pretty disappointing. Woods has been great, but I do really believe this is a Cooper Kupp and Gurley game this week. You taking a picture of Angry Arms?
No, I'm
wish
looking
I
at.
wish you
like-
would.
I was looking at Zeke's carries over the last few weeks. He had 19 last week, 12 the week before that, 21, 16. The guy should be getting 20 plus touches or carries every week.
Does Jalen Ramsey
Should be,
play a
yeah.
half of the or a quarter or third of the field, or does he play a receiver?
Um,
I think
Plays
he,
1-on-1, doesn't he?
I think
thought
he
he
just
played
covers. I don't think he plays a certain side.
Okay.
I think he just covers
Covers best
the number
receiver.
So
one,
to
yeah.
me that puts
Probably going to be
Gallup.
on Cooper. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you said,
So
Gallup
Michael
game.
Gallup, and can we finally agree that he's the best receiver on the team?
No, I think he has the best week this week.
He's going to
but
have the
no.
best year.
I think Amari Cooper's still the best guy on the team.
Their stats are saying otherwise, but okay.
Are they?
It's probably stupid close right
Oh,
now.
God, we talk about them too every week.
Let's move. We'll come back to that if we have time. Falcons, Niners, Raheem Mostert, I love on DraftKings this week. They basically came out and said he's earned the right to be the guy, and I agree with that 100%. But that's only if Breida is still nicked up. If Breida is 100% healthy, it's still a timeshare to me. Breida is really good when healthy, but Jimmy G, like him again, not like last week. You're welcome for last week if you played him. He had 4 touchdowns. I said I loved him. Falcons, I don't really care for anyone on that side of the ball. They're just not that good, and they've got injury problems. So I like the Niners to grind it out against the Falcons. I like Mostert. That's really where it stops. I love Debo because they give him a few carries a game, and he's the number 1 right now. So Debo, Mostert, I like those guys. Falcons, I'm not really loving anybody on that side.
What about Russell Gage for cheap?
Russell Gage for cheap? Yeah.
I mean, he's
I mean,
5,000.
I think he's a 10 to 15 point play, but I'm not going to say he's going to blow up.
Okay.
But I like Gage. I mean, he's yeah.
I mean, Julio's been down the last few weeks, and obviously they're playing the Niners. But he's 7,000 this week, which is his cheapest of the whole season.
Yeah.
As cheap as he's been the whole year.
I'd feel good about him if it wasn't the Niners.
So, I know you love Mostert. I hate him this week.
Really?
It's not about a matchup. To me, it's about they're playing hot hand, and if Mostert struggles with a couple carries and Breida breaks one, there you go, Breida. I mean, Mostert, if I'm not mistaken, he broke 2 or 3 against Cincinnati, and they didn't give him the ball again for a few games. Like, it just didn't make sense. Breida's just as good as Raheem Mostert. I mean, Tevin Coleman could fall in the end zone 3 times this week. You don't know.
No, you don't. But I do kind of trust that they're going to play a little bit different of a game than they have been. And they're going to roll Mostert out a little more than normal.
Here's what I'm going to tell you. There will be 2 San Fran running backs that outscore every Falcons running back. It's
Yes,
probably
maybe 3.
Breida and Mostert will probably outscore every Falcons running back.
Maybe
I'm going to go
3.
Tevin Coleman against his former team.
Okay.
Okay.
That's not a terrible call. I just
see
like
what I mean?
Mostert.
And that's where it's probably takes away from Mostert.
Yeah.
Some dumb crap like that.
Still like Mostert, though.
So would you say
He's
Mostert
pretty
is a
cheap on
must start?
DraftKings, too.
Mostert?
I think Mostert's going to put the mustard on him.
Okay. It's a terrible pun, but whatever.
You're welcome.
By the we want to talk about it there at the beginning of the show. How awful was last week for just random injuries?
Awful. I
Oh,
lost.
yes.
Awful.
We'll get to that in a sec. We'll end with that, Tyler.
I had a terrible,
Jesus Christ, man.
terrible playoff game in our league of record. Terrible.
I lost by 6, and I had Mike Evans who went out
Terrible.
after 1 catch for 61 yards.
I
and
had
touchdown.
Mike Evans in league of record.
And I had Calvin Ridley, who I think went out just before halftime. I lost by 6 points in a PPR.
Yeah.
Disgusted.
It was rough, man. I had a rough one too. My whole season in my league of record just down the drain. Luckily, my other 4 dynasty leagues, I don't count sleeper bot at all. I just play there just to play. My fantasy league is where it's at for me. That's where I put my focus and attention.
Mm-hmm.
And my other 3 leagues, rocking and rolling. I got Lamar in 2 out of 3, put up 50 points. Hopefully I'm on my way to 2 championship games in those. But 3 out of 4, I'm squarely in the picture. I just hate the league record I'm out. Hate it.
I
Hate it.
Trust me, I understand. I missed playoffs basically because of injuries. Adam Thielen, Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurts.
Yeah, you did, because if those guys would have stayed healthy, you'd probably be in there. Injuries suck. They can sap your season. For
So,
sure.
back to the game. So, do you like Austin Hooper this week? It's a bad matchup.
No, I don't. I really don't like any Falcon. Like Russell Gage, I'm okay because he's cheap on DFS, but I mean, obviously you got to play Hooper if you got him. You probably don't have a better tight end, but I don't love him.
But you probably do.
I mean, I we don't say. I mean, I like Julio this week out on DraftKings because of the lower price
than usual. Yeah.
than usual. But
Well, Julio.
do you sit Julio and?
I feel like Julio is just such a unique player, because he could get targeted 15 times and everybody knows the coverage going to him.
Yeah.
But he's a monster. Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's not like he's Chris Godwin. You know, Julio is a physically imposing person that will go over 2 people for 10 catches to get 115 targets. I love Julio this week.
Yeah.
Hooper, man, Hooper owners, here it comes. That's all I can say. Here it comes.
Tyler Lockett owners, same thing. Bills, Steelers. The Steelers. Bills and the Steelers. Hux, let's start with you. You're the Bills fan. Give us everything you got on this game.
Man, it's an important game for one, because I mean the Bills are 9-4,
Huge game.
The 5 seed right now. The Steelers 8-5, the 6 seed. What's up, Arms? You're thinking?
This has
Go
to be,
ahead, because I'm curious about something.
This has to be where Devlin falters, right? I just want to throw that in
Can
there
the
real quick.
Bills win the division?
They would have to win out and Patriots lose out,
Okay.
and then it would probably come to tiebreakers.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Well, what are the Patriots? Or are they 10
They're one game separate.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, then obviously they can.
I
because-
think it's highly possible.
But I mean, you gotta look. Buffalo plays Pittsburgh this week. They play New England next week,
9-4.
and then they play the Jets the final week. The Patriots got the Bengals this week, and then Buffalo, and then the Dolphins. So I mean,
crap.
it's like
if they both
Dolphins always get one on him though.
if they both win out and the Bills beat the other than the
Yeah.
Bills beating the Patriots,
they'll be tied.
They'll be tied, and
And then I don't know, because the
I don't know what the tiebreaker will be.
The head-to-head would be
And-
tied, and then it would go to the division. Yeah, it'd be tiebreakers.
It's going to be really tight because the only thing separating them now, their conference record is the same. The division
that
record.
means the Bills will have it because they will have one game up on them in the conference at that point.
well,
Yeah, if it's the same and they play each other,
the division comes into play though, right?
but if it's the same and they play each other,
What's the division record?
you just said their division record's the same.
No, it's not. The
Oh, okay.
conference record is the
Gotcha.
same. Division, Patriots are 4-0, Bills are 3-1.
Well, then the second tiebreaker, one's
Well, then that would be
Conference.
tied. If
Yeah.
Buffalo
Yeah.
went out, that would be tied, and then it'd go to conference.
so then
Buffalo would take over.
If Buffalo wins out,
Wins out.
Buffalo wins out.
A little bit tougher road than New England does, but yeah,
Right.
it's possible.
Yeah.
But again, all they got to do is win out,
but New England's road goes through Buffalo,
right?
Yeah,
and who does Buffalo have at the end of the season?
the Jets.
Yeah, what a rough road to go.
I'm just saying. No, I'm saying you got Pittsburgh, New England, the Jets, and the Patriots have the Bengals, the Bills, and the Dolphins. So I mean,
Okay, I'll give you that.
yeah,
I think Buffalo walks away with this game.
Yeah, I think Devlin Hodges
you
falters.
guys are crazy. I'm a Bills fan. It's in Pittsburgh, Sunday night football.
I just think Devlin Hodges falters. I mean, I
He
think
could.
I think it comes
I
straight
mean-
down. They don't have a running game to fall back on.
Connor's back this week.
I still don't think they have a running game to fall back on. Not against the Bills.
I mean, Vegas thinks this is going to be a shit show of a game because over/under's 37. The Steelers are favored by 1.5.
I think the Bills.
Devlin
and-
Hodges has played the Cardinals,
Bills by 10.
the
I
Browns,
hope you're right. I really do.
and he's only started 2 weeks. Or has he started 3?
I don't know.
So did
Three,
he
I
play?
think.
Did he play? Okay, so he's also played the Bengals. What a gauntlet he has ran.
No, I know. They've
What is the strength of the Buffalo Bills?
the pass defense.
There we go. I think that this is a Buffalo Bills game.
I hope
I think they
you
walk
guys
away
are
with it.
right. I don't like a whole lot in this game really. I mean honestly, I like Connor if he's back. He's back this week. I kind of like Connor. I like Singletary.
Don't die, Barker. Don't die out there. So
I don't mind Cole Beasley. That's about it.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, just because you never know what he's going to give you on the ground. But other than that, I'm not playing James Washington this week. I'm not playing. Juju's out again. I mean,
it's just a well. I'm not playing Juju if he's in.
No, I'm just saying. I mean,
it's a bad matchup. I feel like you've got to play James Washington. I mean, just the volume's got to be there.
But I mean, he's going to be covered by Tre'Davious White.
But so even if
Vance McDonald's out, so whoever their other was it Vanette?
Deontay Johnson is an interesting play this week.
Yeah.
Whenever we start looking at DraftKings, I don't have the Sunday night slate, the showdown matchup in front of me. But I'd imagine Deontay Johnson's reasonably priced.
Reasonably.
So, especially versus, a James Conner or even Devlin Hodges. So, yeah, I mean, that's to give you guys a little idea of, how I look at showdown. That's probably, which, like I said, I don't have it in front of me. That's probably my captain this week. That's probably who I roll with this.
I'm rolling one of the defenses out, probably at captain.
I guess it depends on price, because if Josh Allen's not too astronomical, I'll go with him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't mind Allen just because of he does offer stuff on the ground.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's going to be. I mean, I think the over under 37. I think that's probably right. I think it's going to be a shit show of a game. I think 20-17, 20-13, 24-21, something like that. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot here.
I think the Buffalo. Well, I think Buffalo could probably put 24 up. And then 17 yeah. It's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fantasy relevance here, I don't think.
Deontay Johnson's as a captain's 9,600.
It's not bad.
I mean, James Washington's only 10-5, and you've got Josh Allen up at 16-8. This will be an interesting one. Like, you're going to feel like you can put together a strong lineup of almost chalk. So,
yeah,
this is where Singletary came in. For me, I think Singletary is the difference here this week. I think he has a pretty good game. I don't think Steelers are going to even have a chance to win this game this week.
I don't know. Just them at home on Sunday night, I just think that gives them a little bit of an edge. I mean, they're favored in this game, so, I mean, it's going to be a close one. I really do think it's going to be a close game. 3 points or less.
Man, I don't know. I just something about it tells me that Buffalo kind of.
I hope you're both right.
I think they assert themselves to be the the team to beat in the AFC soon. Not in the AFC.
I got
outside of Baltimore.
Which, I mean, they played Baltimore tough last week. Only lost by a touchdown to them.
Real sorry to just go off the rails here a little bit, but just at a glance, with Deontay Johnson at captain. Without shifting anything, put James Washington, Singletary, Josh Allen, John Brown, and Benny Snell in a fits-in budget.
Yeah. I mean, all guys
Connor
are
back. I don't know about Snell, but
Snell's like $1,200 play. Or no, excuse me, $2,600. It's a showdown.
Okay.
So, just a thought.
Surprised to see him priced down that low. I mean, I know Connor's back, but
Connor could get one carry and go out.
He's missed how many weeks now? I mean, he's been out for a while. So
you can actually.
I don't mind Snell at that price.
You can actually basically flip Washington and Johnson for this and get the same lineup. I mean, the players you're leaving out: Devlin Hodges and James Conner. The kickers and the defenses.
See, I like the defenses. So I'm probably going to play a lineup with both of them,
so.
Both defenses in there. One at captain, the other, and then probably Singletary, a kicker. I don't know.
Real quickly,
I have some money left over.
Real quickly, we have one more question
Yes,
before we
bring
get
him
to
on.
the last game. Justin Davis, thanks for watching. Don't think you've commented before. He says, "Hey guys, I'm stuck between Mixon and Laird in standard. It's Mixon for me. I picked Mixon over Lev Bell. I can't take him over Laird. I think Mixon gets in the end zone this week, and I think he has a decent game. So it's Mixon for me. Huh?
Miami plays the Giants.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I
guess I've got to go Laird on that.
it's tough.
Here's
just
your
because of the
tiebreaker.
matchup.
It's a tiebreaker, Hux.
Laird just has such potential to do little. And I think the volume, I just got to go with Mixon.
I mean, Mixon should definitely see more volume, more touches, and I think that might be the tiebreaker for me there.
Okay.
So Mixon for you?
Mixon for
It
me.
is, yeah. Last game.
Next.
Colts, Saints, Monday Night Football.
Big game.
Big game. Huge game.
Colts trying to stay alive for that division. They're a game out, I believe.
Bad team to be facing.
Yeah. Saints playing for the number 1 seed, home field.
To me, this screams Michael Thomas double-digit catch game.
Don't all games scream Michael Thomas double-digit?
Definitely
Mostly.
definitely the potential every week.
Mostly. It screams big Kamara game for me, too.
That's man. You guys.
I'm waiting-
Everybody
yeah,
knows how much I love
right.
Alvin Kamara.
Right.
But he's killing me this year.
Yeah.
I mean, you were expecting 22 to 25 points a game out of the guy, and he's giving you like 17,
Right.
which is good.
Yeah, it's good.
Like he's not playing
He's just
bad.
not-
he's just not playing what you needed
And
out
he's
of him.
not had that breakout big game.
No, not like normal. It's crazy, man. Guys like him, Mahomes, like there's so many big names that just.
I mean,
Then you got the DJ Charks of the world.
Yeah.
It's just been a crazy year.
Yeah, it's been a ridiculous.
A
year,
lot
is
of
what I'm
things
saying.
we expected, but some of those premier guys, Barkley, Kamara, Odell Beckham, just not getting it done for you, Mahomes.
One thing I'm going to say about Michael Thomas, the dude got paid and is having the best year of his career.
Yep.
Like, how often do we see? And I'll be honest with you, like that for the last 2 years, I've said Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the NFL until this year because I'm like, he got paid. He's going to step back just a little bit.
Michael Thomas don't know how to step back.
It might, but he's like, no, I'm getting paid like I'm the best because I am the best.
Still got a chip on his shoulder from getting drafted in the second round.
And he's. Let me get this straight. The record's 144.
143, 140, yeah.
I think it's 144. Marvin Harrison. He has 121 receptions. He's in striking distance.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, what, 3 games to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I
think he breaks it.
The record's probably his. Realistic shot, 1900 yards. He's at 1424.
How many touchdowns?
7 touchdowns.
you're
So
looking
he'll
at-
probably
you're
have
looking at
10.
Never
double-
been the biggest touchdown guy. I think he's
No,
hit
but I
double
mean, you're
digits
still looking
once.
at double
I think
digits
he's-
touchdowns probably.
Twice.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He could hit 10.
Yeah,
I don't think he
which
will.
would put him at.
He'll hit 9.
I mean, the guy's incredible. He's Julio Jones-ish.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, there's no other way to put it.
In a get open league, he gets open. I mean, he's always open.
So you're looking at a possible record for catches, 1,800 yards, double-digit touchdowns.
I was wrong. It was 9, 5, and 9. That's what he's had so far. He's never broke 10.
I didn't think.
Dude, I thought he had
maybe
10 or
one
12
season.
last year.
Yeah, he's never been a big red zone
No,
guy.
but I mean, he's 3 away, so
solid.
three games to get 3 touchdowns, get that 10.
Listen to this, though. 1,137 yards, 1245, 1405. He's already at 1424.
Yeah.
Like 92, 104, 125, and he's already at 121.
just
Like,
keeps getting better.
He just keeps
Yeah.
getting better and better.
Better all
If
the
he
time.
has a Julio Jones like longevity of dominance, like his ceiling might be higher than Julio's ever was.
No, I agree with
The
that.
the downside is
Breeze-
Julio's quarterback came
Yeah.
in around the same time he did.
Right. And
Whereas
say Breeze is
Yeah.
about done.
Breeze is
Yeah, we got
approaching
that.
the end.
Look at the numbers he put up with Teddy. So,
Just fine.
I mean,
I wouldn't call him quarterback proof. Excuse me. He's matchup proof, but too much Teddy Bridgewater could hurt him. His overall career numbers.
yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
mean,
I
he's-
do like Pascal in this game because I think Colts are going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah.
So Pascal's a nice play to me.
Yeah, I like Doyle. I like Pascal.
I love.
I like Doyle too.
Yeah.
Love Doyle. By the way, did we just glaze over Higbee this week?
We did.
Yeah.
we did, and we
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
He's tied
turned
in
it
number
on.
1 over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought him up
And he's
because I
still
feel
only, what,
I'm sorry,
30?
just way back.
No.
Yeah.
I think he's 3,900 still on DraftKings, which is still underpriced.
Yeah.
he's playing well,
Yeah.
really well.
So sorry to.
No, you're good.
No,
Go
I'm
for
glad
us.
you mentioned him because he's.
I don't
playing
know
well.
why I didn't mention him for the Rams because I think only person I mentioned was Robert Woods. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, Higbee's been good, and that could be a part of the reason that the Rams have some success this week, even on the road, because Higbee's been playing well. Frees up other
He's
guys.
playing
Frees up.
great.
yeah.
Anyone else Colts Saints that we like before we sign off?
I mean, man, I hope Kamara does well. I mean, I think that Drew Brees has a good game. I know they don't sit stud, but Drew Brees hasn't been a stud for 2 years. So,
he has his moments, but no, I mean, he's not
he's not the 5,040 touchdown guy.
No.
Well, one of those years, I mean, he got hurt last year, right?
He got hurt this year.
Yeah, Bridgewater. So, I mean, I don't know.
Last year, he was, for what you expect out of Drew Brees, he was a little bit of a disappointment.
Well, just the offense changed a little bit last year with Kamara and Ingram last year.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
for the first time.
Yeah, and he's not,
Lord.
even though he's been hurt, he's still only got 17 touchdowns this year.
he missed, 5 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, he'd probably be in the
Mid-20s?
which is
25 plus?
not that great either because we
but he's
expect
still
35 to 40.
Still
out
probably
of
like
it.
9th. You know what I mean? Maybe even 5th if he's like 25. So, I don't know. It's just odd year.
I think Brees has a good game. I think it's a passing game this week.
Yeah, I mean, he lit up the Niners, and the Niners are a far superior defense to the Colts.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's had 3 of his last 4 games. Excellent. 3 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. So,
Hitting stride right at the right
hitting
time.
stride.
Man.
Playing for it all.
So, now, San Fran beat him last week, right?
Yeah, last second
But
field goal.
it certainly wasn't his fault. So,
No.
All right. Anyone else before we sign on out of here now that we've all calmed down?
do you want to talk about the injuries, like how bad this last week was, or we're just going to leave that?
It's up to you. We're at 2 hours
I mean,
almost.
do you know, off the top of your head, do you know, like, the list of them? So, like I
Nah.
said, it's Evans, Ridley, Chark got
Marvin.
hurt.
Marvin that I
Marvin
didn't know
Jones.
Marvin
Yeah.
Jones. I mean,
Yeah,
Darius
it was-
Geis goes on IR right
Yeah.
after having a breakout game.
and water's wet.
I'm just glad it wasn't nothing, too serious.
Yeah. Oh, it's an MCL sprain. He could have played
Yeah.
next week. He's not playing because there's no use to having him to play. So,
Right.
all right, that's about all I've got.
I'm good.
I wanted to get a little more anger in there, but I'm happy now. I'm fine. We're all okay.
Okay.
It's all okay. He's like after the show.
One word text.
I'm
Okay.
freaking out. You won't get nothing from me this weekend. Disappointing. All right. Thanks, guys, for listening. Thanks for joining the live stream. Thanks for the questions. As always, go rate and review on Apple iTunes. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at The Back Row Show. Follow us on Facebook. We got a Back Row Show there as well. And Instagram, pretty much everywhere. Donate if you want to the show on our Red Circle page. I'll post the link in the show description. That was kind of beggish, but hey,
Yeah.
we got kids to
Well,
feed.
you said if you want to. Not,
you want
not
to.
please do, but please do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just Nike it. Just do it. Thanks. Mark's out.
Good night.
See ya.
This concludes another episode of the Back Row Fantasy Show. Thanks for listening, and be sure to give us a review.
Like, I got home.
Live stream still going.
I got home. I had to run to Walmart, and haven't even had a chance to change. It's ridiculous. When I got
I
home-
wondered if you chose that for the. Dude, I about choked to death out there. That was rough.
No.
Then I noticed the wife's still awake. I'm like, what are you doing awake? Like, you said you were going to bed at 10. Just watching porno. Gotta be watching some porno. Joe Paperno. Oh, man. A little heated. That's a little bit of a heated show. That was fun. I love the heated ones. That's good times.
they're all right.
They're good times. We didn't even pick on you that much. We
was
argued about
all right.
football.
You guys get it's like you two versus me. I'm fine with that.
That-
I'm a big boy.
It was
broad
just,
shoulders.
it was just
why
the
it's
opinions
fun.
of the week. Just the opinions of the week.
I still can't believe that you want to. You just think they should hold on to dear life for Leonard Fournette.
There's just no reason not to because running back values. Le'Veon did ruin it a little bit. I mean, I
No,
don't think
Le'Veon
you're going
ruined-
to see running
whenever I
backs
say
traded for any more
Le'Veon-
than a fourth anymore.
But whenever I say he ruined it, he didn't ruin the draft pick value. He ruined the income value for them. That's what I was
I
trying
think
to
it's
say.
the same thing.
It's not though.
I think it's the same thing.
You draft based on team need. You don't draft based on what you want to pay a guy.
I just don't see any teams trading
No,
any more than a fourth. I mean, we see guys
Third's
get
the
traded.
highest I go.
Yeah, we see big name players get traded for way less than they should.
All I'm saying is there's owners
Unless
meetings
it's
to where you
defense.
don't have to put someone on the trade block to where you can kind of feel out what the value of them is.
Right.
Like, hey man, if let's say I can, Jerry Jones talking to Mark Davis or whatever, say I wanted to trade this guy. What do you think? I just, just to gauge, see what a value is. So,
Russell Gage?
no, not Russell Gage.
I just think the Jaguars.
What is it? Hassad Khan? Is that the?
Khan. Yeah, I don't know his first name.
I think it's Hassad.
I just think the Jaguars' silver lining of this season was finding some new offensive players while their defense suffered. And to me, the logical next step is to rebuild that defense. I mean, they lost significant players. They traded Jalen Ramsey. That was the right move.
They traded Jalen.
It was the right move, not because of who he is, but his contract.
We trade our best player,
Contract.
but we don't want to trade our best offensive player.
Contract.
Duly noted.
They weren't.
Who has a bigger impact on that game or on that team? A guy who takes away half the field, or slightly above average running back?
What'd they get for Jalen Ramsey? You weren't getting that for Fournette.
I'm not saying you're getting that for Fournette. They got two
Not
first
even
rounders out of him, but
close.
that's kind of where my point is. It was 2 firsts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, won this.
So they go to first and a second out of someone, or a first and a third, and their team's rebuilt.
They need more than that.
Do they?
I don't know.
I'm not trying to get an argument.
The
I'm just
Raiders
saying,
looked pretty good at times this year with a lot of rookies on that team.
I just don't think any team is paying much for Fournette. So why, unless you can get a second, why mess with it?
I just think you can, so, especially if a team is, and I don't know every team's, what they have, but a team only has a second, needs a running back. So all I'm saying is see what you can get. That was my thought.
I mean, if you can.
Right, you could ask.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
I don't either.
There are terrible trades in the league every year to where you're like, what? And I don't think that. So, I mean, I personally think it would be a bad trade to give up a first and a second for Leonard Fournette myself, but it wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened.
Right. I don't know.
Especially to like a contenderish team. You know what I mean? A team that just needs the running back. Now, the downside is even if you just need the running back, Fournette may not be there for more than 3 or 4 weeks because of his injury history. So,
yeah, and I think despite the good season, teams would still be like,
But would they do? What about Dalvin? Right? I know Dalvin's had a better season at the beginning, but his injury history is worse than Fournette's.
Yeah.
Fournette misses a few games here and there every season. Dalvin misses seasons, other than this year, every season. So, I don't feel like there's any question that if I would have said you can get 2 first rounders out of Dalvin Cook, you guys would be like, oh yeah, that's fair.
Don't get me wrong. I'm still not a huge Fournette fan, but as of 2019, he's proved me wrong. 2019,
Peyton
I was wrong
Hillis
about
was
him.
a 1,000-yard running back once.
We can't compare Leonard Fournette to Peyton
No, I think
Hillis.
talent-wise, Fournette's better. But my point is, the blind squirrel finds it out every now and again. I loved Fournette coming into the league.
Well, yeah, he was very Darius Geist-like.
Yeah, angry runners. I love angry runners, man.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, just aggressive, just hammers people.
I like Josh Jacobs.
The downside is they get injured. I mean, they get hurt.
Right.
I mean, Adrian Peterson, as a reason I was a big fan of his. Like, yeah, he was quick and shifty, but dude, he hurt you.
Oh yeah.
He'd come out, it's like he wanted to punch you in the face whenever you got close to him. So, Bo Scarborough, I loved watching him play in college because he was like that. Mark Ingram, another guy. So, anyhow, guys, I got to go to work in the morning. So,
I'm sorry to hear that. I am off, but I'll be working the next 2 Saturdays. Yeehaw. Thanks for watching the live stream past the actual show. This is the part where Hux gets completely naked and me and Arms leaves.
What if that people freak out one time and sit up and I go,